Ah,
Welcome to the podcast where a group of like-minded nerds play a randomly generated RPG. The Natural One Podcast, where the plot is made up and the hit dice don't matter.
So let's bring it in. We will begin this episode by kind of recapping the events of last time. We kind of just barely made it out of that one. Everybody leveled up to 3, so Spencer
4.
now... Sorry, 4.
4.
What level are you guys now? It's like, when I'm going to have kids, I will never remember how old they are. Yeah, so Spencer's a 3rd level fighter and a 1st level cleric now, and everybody else is 4th level purebreds. We kind of had like a little bit of an administrative note at the end, talking about the plant, talking about some of the magic items. Unless there's anything major that we need to recap, I feel comfortable enough to just rejoin our stalwart adventurers on the deck of the Osprey, moored, well, at anchor, in a small cove to the north of Yorick, as a storm has passed.
I'm ready and willing to start.
same.
Good to go.
GTG.
Good to go.
Great.
Okay.
Well, we'll begin with, probably there's a gathering of everybody on the deck as smoke on the water kind of looks at everybody and goes, well, I'm glad you're alive. Where are we going?
That is the question of the hour, is it not? Where are we going? And I kind of look at Nate.
We have to let people know about what just happened. And I would really rather our story is the first one they hear.
Then is snowmelt the logical answer? DM, how many hours has it been since? It's been a whole night, right?
Yeah.
Oh, they probably fucking know.
Still should be. We should still inform them. I mean, we have the Grand Archivist is with us. We should be going to Snowmelt and informing them. I honestly don't even know who we're supposed to go to inform.
That's what I was trying to say. Like, we're just gonna show up at port and be like, "Hey, there's a war happening," and be like, "Yeah."
Congrats.
Thanks, Tips.
Yeah, yeah, we could tell by the giant burning fire that it used to be Gildren.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but we still need a crew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also that.
And a very exhausted smoke on the water goes, yes, a couple of other watch officers would be appreciated.
Yes, I think that's a logical point to be made. Now the question is do we head back towards, well, what is possibly, I mean, do we basically know that their next stop is probably Snowmelt? Do we head there and get mixed in on that, or do we say, hey, we're not going to make a difference, let's go find help somewhere else?
First thing, I think Snowmelt will be just fine on its own being the capital of the Alliance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
hope
mean,
so.
Above and
we
beyond
also
that, we have a ship. And I bet you there are plenty of rats on what could be a sinking ship of Snowmelt who'd like to climb aboard.
Making some workers cheap.
We also have the Grand Archivist with us currently, and we need to take into consideration where he wants to go.
Well,
Because
and I kind of look over to him and go, where do you want to go?
That's an interesting question. Spent a bit of time in the archive considering, and Nate, you had asked about a way to contact the Grand Master, and there is no way to do that. However, I may be able to point someone in the right direction. However, I fear if you are to go into danger, you and your companions, I must ask that I not go with you. And Marcus, given your history with bodyguarding, I request that you come with me, and we will hide out somewhere while this develops. And begin to notice that Marcus actually has not gone anywhere far away from the archivist in about 12 to 14 hours. Marcus kind of pipes up and goes, Nate, buddy, if you guys are going anywhere, either to the new world or into the old, you can just drop us off. I didn't necessarily want to get separated, but it's time for me to go. I gotta take care of the archivist, man.
I agree. Why don't we take you to Snowmelt? Because librarian Brow Reader is there. We can take you to him.
I have a second option. What about the capital, the Elven capital? It would probably be safer, and it wouldn't be in the direct line of conflict.
Mm-hmm.
The further south, the better.
Yeah, that's just a thought. I'm sorry, DM, I don't remember the name. But
Either is good with me.
I mean, it's just a thought. I don't have the map pulled up, but I know it's further south, and that is the one that's further south, right?
Yep.
The
Yeah.
dwarven one is more in the
To
mountains.
the west.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Fair
there's
enough.
Dax, Savine, and Croy.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
And I kind of look at the archivist and I ask, is that an acceptable place? Would you find safety there? Is there friends there?
I'm actually pretty keen to just hide out somewhere. So wherever you guys go, just row us ashore before you heave anchor, and we'll be fine. I will take my chances in the wilderness before I take my chances in any civilized area.
If we
Oh.
went south, it would take a while.
We could also just drop them in Yorick,
Exactly. That's a lot closer.
and
But
we have favor there.
Mm-hmm.
But we did. Maybe there's a thing we're forgetting, that Yorick probably isn't the safest place on the continent.
I mean, it's safer. It's safer than Gildren.
Mm.
Yeah, yes, it's safer than the city that's on fire. You're correct.
Seems safe to me.
That's true. Well, I mean, I'm kind of confused. The archivist just wants to be dropped off in the woods. That's his game plan.
Yep,
It's a terrible game plan.
he's got his reasons.
I
Well,
mean,
fair.
in that case, we can just let them off here,
Fair.
right?
I mean,
Well,
like,
he's in charge of his own life, right?
if
is there someone in particular you'd like to be closer to?
it's not necessarily closer as it is away from. In the interim, I don't precisely know where these berserkers came from, what they were after, or who they were in league with. And until I can answer that question, I would prefer to not chance anything. If I can spend my time away from everyone, I will take that
Mm.
over
Yeah.
a skilled knife in the dark.
Barry, you said that you're from across the ocean, right?
Right north of the New World.
Would that be a safe spot? It's far enough away. Nobody's gonna know of Gildren, probably.
I'm going to pipe up real quick, and I'm going to say we are not making an open ocean voyage without a full crew. That is an absolutely terrible plan.
Fair enough, but I feel like the berserkers wouldn't have access to ships. The best possible
Absolutely not.
place would be as far into the new world as possible.
Okay,
Well,
so
then.
let's go get a crew, and then we'll take them to the New World.
Okay. The
Because
next city...
you want to sell the Ark anyways.
Well, and at the mention of that, Smoke on the Water's ears kind of flick for a second and goes, "Excuse me, I apologize for interrupting your discussion. Did you mention that you were looking to sell Ark?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Do you know which species you have?"
What's the name? I don't have any of my notes here, guys.
One second.
Arcana
I think I put
Vis.
it down. Yeah.
There we go.
Arcania, yeah, Arcania Vis or Arcana. Yeah.
The good one.
Well, if you're willing to make the trip to Lona, the area I presume Barry is saying he's from, I do know a dealer there. We could probably get a very pretty penny. There is a researcher who's looking to accumulate as much as possible, and that particular variety we may be able to get 1.5 times its regular value for it.
Ha ha ha.
Ooh.
Ha.
Okay, so we have
One and a half what is worth already.
I just want to mention, Sirius can only get so erect.
It's already worth 9,700 gold.
So we would have enough
I
money.
place my hand on Nate's shoulder to steady myself.
Let's go to Snowmelt. We will get a crew, and we will do this quickly, quietly, and then we will head immediately to Loma.
Should we leave the archivist here
I would prefer that, yes.
and then pick him up on the way?
I think that's a good plan.
Because we had to pass by Gildren to get back to Snowmelt, right?
We
Exactly.
are probably not
Snowmelt is-
going to get picked up again, I fear.
Hmm.
I think he has a plan, is what he's trying to say. DM, the closest city would be Snowmelt, right?
To you right now, no.
No, it's
What's the
Gildren,
closest
right?
city?
No, the closest city is York. You kind of went outside of the bay and then like around the corner to the south. So the closest city would be York.
Would there be enough people in York to have a crew, or is it too small?
You're looking for a crew of like 20, 25, and York
Yeah.
was like 100 people.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. So I personally don't want to go to Snowmelt just because I feel like there's a whole lot of hate coming down on that place, and it might be a lot of conflict.
You could go down the coast into like Savine and stuff. It'd take a
We
while.
could.
I mean, I've never been that far south, so I don't know.
It's a beautiful city.
Well, the archivist pipes up and goes, "Well, as much, I feel like I'm in the way a little bit. So, Nathaniel, while I was away studying, I was able to do up your documents. Please take care of these. I'm afraid I won't be able to make copies of them anytime soon." And he hands over those, and it's in the Facebook chat in a minute, probably.
Maybe.
It's really pretty.
Damn. Dude. I mean, in character. That's really pretty.
Mhm.
Okay, so let's have a
I'm
vote
an
then.
official knight.
You really are. So you want to just have a vote? Crew vote? And we
Well, I mean,
decide?
if the easiest thing is to go south, I'm fine with going south.
Mm.
I have no real. I have nothing really at stake in this fight, other than the fact that my entire city is gone. But
I
but
do.
I don't. We need a crew.
We do.
Sirius kind of looks over at Nate and says, "This is a fight that requires power. The best way to get power is to acquire wealth. The best way to get your vengeance is to have the power to do that. If we can get money, get a crew, get power, then we can affect this situation more than we can affect it right now.
Okay.
But it means us leaving and then returning.
Sorry. So what you've effectively just said is fuck bitches, get money.
Basically.
Essentially, but it's more of disregard females acquire currency.
Yes.
Even better.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. But also, we could just balls to the wall, run full tilt into Snowmelt, and hope that we don't get there to a burning city.
I don't think it would be
Snowmelt's
burning.
huge.
Exactly. Snowmelt should be able to at least hold.
Gildren is considerably smaller than Snowmelt.
No, I agree. I'm just worried that we'll even be able to get dockage while they're in the middle of a siege.
What if they're not?
That is very true.
Like Snowmelt is our closest option. Plus, we'd actually we'd actually have knowledge of what's going on there. Otherwise, we're just guessing.
Okay, we'll
Well,
vote on
let's
it. I mean,
vote.
you know what we can do is we can hug the opposite coast from Gildren
Mm-hmm.
and whip her around and come into Snowmelt and from the water see what's going on. And if she's free and clear, head in. If she's not, we just ship it back on and we head south.
Hmm.
I can agree to that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that makes the most sense. Barry,
So-
what do you think?
Really, I'm up for anything, but first things first, we need a crew.
Yeah, I agree. And your point about rats trying to flee a sinking ship might be very beneficial to get people at cost.
But take it with a grain of salt that you might not be getting the most, well, trustworthy of people.
That's okay. We can just, you cross somebody on a ship, it's a long swim back to shore.
That's true, but we might be a bit outnumbered with the amount of people who need to crew this ship.
That's true. Very, very true, Barry.
I can
That
take
is
at
a
least 10
solid,
of them,
solid. Yeah, I mean,
So we're agreed we're gonna go north.
so
yeah,
I would
we'll
say
head
north, personally.
just to check out what's going on at Snowmelt. If
Exactly.
it's a disaster, then I think it's agreed that we'll head on a different direction.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay, that's what we're gonna do, I guess. We'll drop off the archivist in the woods with Nate's brother, and then we'll head to Snowmelt quickly.
Mm-hmm. So, the archivist, before departing, kind of motions over to Nate and goes, Nathaniel, your brother and I are going to track down the Grand Master.
Okay.
You said that you had found an Aarakocra village in the mountain range.
I have.
Could you point it out on my map for me, please? And he kind of like has this little world map and motions for you to point it out.
I do so, and I can actually do you one better. And I take out my journal that I've kept. That has everything that I did. It basically documents what I did in Verntodir, all the way up into the Aarakocra village, as well as part of what we did, it's up to where we are currently. It is just effectively a journal. This has information on who you should talk to, who you should probably avoid, and what to be watching for, in addition to potentially some helpful things in terms of survival, in terms of getting there.
Well, thank you. I don't appreciate taking a book without giving a book, so allow me to replace it at the very least. And he shuffles through his bag and pulls out a blank journal and hands it to you.
Much appreciated. I hope to fill it and be able to give this one to you as well.
Well, you may look for us there, and
Okay.
We hope to be seeing you soon. And Marcus kind of unceremoniously spear hugs you and goes, "This has been the strangest reunion, one that I would never wish to repeat ever again."
I agree. And but before you go, Grand Archivist, is there any way you can tell us if our family is safe? Anything at all?
Unfortunately, no. And I must say that I am duty-bound now not to find the answer to that question until I can find the Grand Master.
I understand. We hopefully our paths cross again sooner rather than later.
Well, do stay alive. I fear that a Delorier name will become rather important in the coming years.
Same to you. Best of luck.
Yeah, so unless there are any objections, Marcus and the Grand Archivist load their junk into the boat. They row themselves, someone rows them ashore, someone rows back, brings the boat back up, and then you begin to weigh anchor, where you can see the Grand Archivist and Marcus, not even look back to see where you're going. They head straight into the woods in an area that is just north of Yorick. And then they disappear,
All right.
and they are gone. So now it is back to just the 5 of you, so the 4 of you plus smoke on the water.
This is gonna suck. Let's run on back to Snowmelt.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So there's obviously a little bit of downtime. It's only about a day's worth of travel, provided that the winds follow you well. Can I get Sirius to roll a d12, please?
10.
All right. I need you to roll a percentile dice.
Yep. That's 19. Wait, no, that was. Hold on, something weird happened.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it auto. Okay, sorry, I've never done that before. I don't have to roll a 10 with the percentile. I just have to roll just the percentile. So 80.
Oh, okay.
80.
80. The answer of the day is 80.
Yes. Sorry.
For fuck. Okay. All right. Okay. Here we go. You rolled it. Let's do it.
No, I'm scared. I don't want to undo.
Here comes the Kraken.
Bye-bye.
Dun-na, dun-na,
No, but like seriously, for reals, or like,
No.
are we super screwed? Or...
No, it's
Oh,
fine. You rolled pretty high. It's good.
Okay.
So you spend an hour, maybe 2, sailing. And I'm not going to make you roll a sail check because this is what happens. After a little while, there's a fog bank that rolls in, and you lose sight of the shore. And then after about 6 or so hours, you're not getting a really good sense you're where you want to be.
I just look at Nate and I'm go, do you want to go up and get a better look around in the crow's nest for me? Is Spencer gone?
Maybe.
Sorry,
Maybe.
no, mute failed. I tried to unmute and it just didn't work.
Okay, I was just asking if you can go up to the crow's nest because you're the goodly guy with the eyes.
I can do so. That's,
Broken ribs.
yeah, I was gonna say it's an athletics check with a broken rib, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here, I'll help you climb up.
That is is it a disadvantage or just a straight athletics check?
It's just straight athletics, just because I'm taking you from a feet down a notch.
Okay. 18.
Oh, yeah, you're fine. You wince a couple of times, but you're pretty sure it's beginning to set well, hopefully.
As long as you don't get punched in it or fall or anything.
I think if we have like on the down days, can I just I realize that magic doesn't necessarily help it, but like in order to make sure it sets correct, I'm just casting Cure Wounds on myself a couple times a day.
Please, dear God. Please, dear God.
Basically, yes.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. So you climb into the crow's nest, and it is pea soup fog out there.
Fuck.
So Xanaruk and Barry, what are you guys doing?
Generally just assisting with sailing of the ship at this point.
Okay.
But I am very much
Yeah.
interested in trying to learn more when I can about that sigil. That's just for
I'm trying
that.
to learn more about like navigating and stuff.
Okay, so you're back at the helm watching Sirius get the ship lost.
Yeah.
Sweet.
He's looking over my shoulder with the charts, and I'm going, there's fog there, and there's fog there, and then there's some ocean down here.
Sure. Yeah.
So the ship, without much hesitation, continues to plow through the water. The bow rises and falls. It's rather rhythmic. Everything that tells everybody is you're all still at sea. You just can't see anything. And it's kind of like driving your car without opening your eyes. You're just kind of taking it on assumption that you're not about to smash into something.
Maybe we should stop.
Nate, I need you to roll a perception check at disadvantage.
Okay. Well, that's really too bad. Oh, that's really too bad. I rolled a natural 20, and then I rolled a natural 1.
So, Nate doesn't see anything.
Classic.
7.
Can I get now everybody, including Smoke on the Water, to roll perception checks at disadvantage?
At disadvantage.
Okay.
Okay.
No. That's a solid 5.
22.
You fucking what?
Yes. Yes.
One was a natural
Yes,
20,
mine's-
one was a 17.
15. Barry, you beautiful, beautiful man.
Jeez, you just beautiful-minded it. Okay. So Barry, you're looking out over one of the guardrails on the port side.
Wait. Can I say, Barry, what do your elf eyes see?
Go home.
He can't.
Can't.
Yeah. All right.
Isengard.
They're taking the Hobbit's Isengard. So Barry, you're looking over, just kind of like artistically embracing the echoing silence of a fog bank. When you squint your eyes for a second, and you're fucking positive off the port side of the ship is a small island.
Weren't we heading to fucking whatchamacallit?
Snowmelt, yes.
Sirius, do you remember an island on the way to Snowmelt?
No.
What?
Well, there was one off to our port.
There's no what?
I'm telling you, I see it.
There's no islands on the map between us and Snowmelt. What did you do, Sirius?
Barry, I'm pretty sure you're just seeing the mainland. That's just the mainland.
But wait, why is it on that side?
If I peer closer, is it clearly an island?
Yeah. I mean, the more you look at it, the more you're beginning to see like a white sandy beach. And it's only about 30, 40 feet, kind of like this. It's like a raised sandbar, but it's got one tree on it, and it looks like something is sitting rested up against the tree.
Well, Nate, unless the mainland got a lot fucking smaller, it's an island.
How did we
I'm
get?
gonna immediately be like, Barry, what do you see on the island?
There's one tree, and it looks like there's something leaning up against it. That's all I can see from here.
Let's just stop the ship for a sec.
Do we agree that that's what we want to do?
Put on the ship brakes.
Yeah, quickly.
That's what I could
Just drop the anchor while we're moving at full speed and see what happens.
Basically, Smoke on the Water goes, "Sir, if I may, I can take the helm, and then some of you can proceed ashore and check out the magic island you've managed to find."
I take.
Well, that sounds
I
like
mean,
an adventure I'm in.
okay.
I'll go.
Okay. Well, do you all want to go, or do you want me stay with the boat? Me and Nate stay with the boat.
We're all
you
gonna go. This makes most sense. We're
Yeah.
all gonna go.
Oh. Okay.
I don't want to say split the party, but don't split.
Yeah.
Okay. Fine. We'll all get in the tiny boat. All of our buff bodies in the tiny boat.
I can row it.
Just speak for yourself. Barry is dainty. He's an artist.
Ooh.
L'artiste.
I was
Okay.
gonna say I'm pretty thin.
So you clamber into the boat. Let's just check in really quickly. What is everyone's armor class situation?
15.
Oh. I don't have my
16.
chainmail on.
Right.
If we're going towards shore, I'm putting my armor on.
Okay.
I'm at 16.
Yeah. So, Sirius, are you wearing your chainmail or not?
When I'm on the ship, I'm not wearing my chainmail.
Okay. So, Nate goes, one second, puts his shit on, and then clambers down.
I gotta get dressed.
Yeah. Okay.
5 minutes later.
It's 1 minute to dawn with assistance.
Excellent. So 1 minute later.
I'm just. I don't want to wear my chainmail in the water, but I'll bring my chainmail with
in
me.
the boat.
Sure.
It just on my pack, just like with me,
Sure.
The
yeah.
most-
so I can quickly like if I start
way-
drowning, just let it sink, but not have it like on me, so that if I start drowning, I super die.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Just regular
reasonable.
die, but super die.
Yeah,
Okay.
supreme.
So you row your boat ashore. It crests.
Insert obligatory joke.
It crests into the sandbar, And as you all row closer, I need you all to roll perception checks. Just straight dice now.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh man, we're all gonna.
I'm gonna cast guidance on myself because I can.
No.
20.
So my rule on
11.
guidance is it is not a reaction. If you wish to
Okay.
skill check and then give yourself guidance, go for it. But I am not a fan of people spamming guidance arbitrarily.
Perfect. I like that.
It doesn't matter. I got a natural 20 plus
Oh, nice.
3, 23.
Okay. I got an 11, so calm down.
Xanaruk staring at the bottom of the boat.
So Sirius, you can see it is clearly a dead body that is propped up against the tree, and it is several weeks into decomposition. So it's like skeleton and rotting flesh.
Perfect. We're gonna make landfall
Okay.
or whatever it's called. But
Yeah,
we're gonna
so-
pull shore.
Yeah. So you beach the boat. You all kind of hop out, and there's like just enough room for all of you to kind of stand without standing next to each other. And then there's a tree there, and there's a corpse, and the corpse has the cloth clothing has kind of rotted into the flesh, and there's exposed portions of the skull. Seabirds have obviously eaten the majority of the body. So it's really just kind of like open white bleaching bone that was baking in the sun, and it smells terrible.
Great.
Who wants to look at the body?
To see if there's anything like spoopy going on with this island.
Ooh. Can I do a thing?
So
Can I cast-
what was Barry's? Barry, you
Oh,
wanted
sorry.
Just make an Arcana check to see if there's any kind of spoopy going on with this surprise island coming out of the mist.
Sure, man, go for it. And now, Sirius, what spell do you want to cast?
Detect magic.
Okay.
I got an 11.
You don't. There's nothing that screams Arcana. All right, so Sirius, you drop Detect Magic.
Yes, I do. It's a 30-foot sphere.
Yep. The island is not magic. There's nothing on the island that's magic.
Oh. Well, that took the wind out of my sails, as they say.
Hmm.
Okay. Who wants to poke the body?
I will go to the body, and at the very least, I can perform funeral rites for it.
Okay.
Go through its pockets.
You're gonna bury the body?
Well, I mean, or we can set it out to sea. Like, we have options.
Whoever wants to
Silence
investigate,
sucks.
roll an investigation check.
I'm
got it.
investigating.
Oh, I'd love to investigate.
I will let those guys investigate.
Great.
That's a 2.
I rolled a. Oh shit, where's my investigate? Oh, it's better than I thought. 18.
Yeah.
Oh.
So it's dead body, and nestled in behind it, you find a small bottle with a rolled piece of paper wedged in the bottle with a cork on the top.
I want to
my
read that.
All right.
God.
So you pop the top, and it's the last will and testament of Barry. Just give me a first name. Any first name.
Corin.
Corin. It's the last will and testament of Corin, who was abandoned here by a crew of mutinous merchants. So he was the captain of the Foxglove.
Nice.
And there's no date on it. However, it seems that the crew didn't appreciate not having their wages paid, and it's kind of a ranting, if they had just waited until we made it to Lona and brought all that ark ashore to the researcher, whose name is Varus. Varus Illwinter. Then he would have made Mad Bank and he would have been able to pay the crew off, but instead they got pissed off, they abandoned him here, and the more you look, the more you realize that this guy probably died because of the elements.
Well then, back in the boat.
I think,
So,
Yeah. Like,
Do you want to bury him?
I can cut the tree down. No. Okay.
what I think our best option is just set him adrift at sea.
With what?
Don't,
But
Barry
his
will walk over to the
bones-
corpse, spit on him, and say, "Leave him here. He deserves
Ooh.
it." And head to the boat.
Okay.
I imagine Barry with a huge frowny face just sitting in the boat going, "I wish to go home now," with his arms crossed.
Well, I don't care. We can just leave him here, and I go back in the boat too.
I push the body over.
Great.
I,
Hey, I just want to. I don't know. Why not? Right? Does anything happen? No. Okay. Let's get in the boat. Oh wait. Can I look around the island a little bit? Just. I know it's small, but
It's
like.
sand.
Can I just like?
Sand.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Perfect.
Sand.
All right. You got me all excited with this like treasure island thing, and it was just a body, and now I feel bad. I'm getting the damn boat.
Welcome to the oddities at sea.
Yep. In the boat. Back to
I-
the boat.
yeah, I just head back to the boat.
Okay, great.
Mm.
You guys push off. Eventually, you.
Ooh, wait. Can I light the body on fire with the torch?
Yeah, sure.
I do that before we leave.
Okay. So you light the body on fire, and then as you row away, the tree catches on fire.
Yep.
And it's just a little burning island now, in the middle of
Yep.
nowhere. So it takes a little bit, and then you meet up with the Osprey, which is kind of just like doing circles, doing its best to catch the wind.
Yeah.
And then, Smoke waves you in, and she lowers down the hook, and you kind of like latch on your boat, and then Xanaruk climbs up the ladder, and then winches in the boat, and everybody's great, having a great time. What would you like to do now? You are in the thick of a fog bank.
Well, do we want to anchor and sit it out, boys? Because, running in this probably isn't the best choice.
I have no idea. I've never sailed really.
Well,
You
okay.
are the only sailor here.
Well, I'm telling you, in zero visibility, running a boat?
Let's go forward.
Okay. No, let's not do that.
Okay.
Okay, so let's drop anchor and then we'll stay here.
Can we find at least enough? I'm sure with the island, it's kind of shallow here. It's probably shallow enough to drop anchor near the island.
What does your map say?
What is my what?
What does your map say?
Mm.
I have no idea.
There really is no way to tell depth of water by looking at it.
That's fair. I was just assuming because the water's coming. I mean, I guess the island could just be from the bottom straight up, but like I was assuming, that close to the island there would be some place where we could anchor.
And this is
because-
the DM telling you either drop anchor or move on. Like
Fair enough.
Like we can wax the eloquent on it. Make a decision. Let's do it.
Let's move on.
All right. I need you to make a sail check at disadvantage.
I was gonna say carefully. Okay, that first one was good. The second one was not. That is a 12.
Okay. How long do you think you would sail before you begin to get nervous?
I'm already nervous.
Okay. So you, because of the thickness and pervasiveness of the fog cloud, can't tell where you are. You're just going in a direction now.
Yeah, I mean, is there compasses back then? Is that a thing?
Yep.
Oh, well, can I just like pick a bearing and kind of try and go that way slowly and carefully?
Yeah, for sure. You can give it a shot.
Okay, I'm assuming we want to kind of go north, right? That's the whole jam?
Yep.
Okay, well that's the potato. I'm going to potato.
All right.
Gonna try and go north, but I'm also not going to be running full tilt. I'm going to be, in like movies where there's like fog and they're going pretty slow and they're like,
Yeah.
oh, I want Nate like at the nose of the ship, like
Uh-huh.
with his head facing the water kind of thing,
Sure.
being like, hey, there's a fucking rocks. You know what I mean?
I can do
That's
that.
what we're going to do.
Fezzik, are there rocks ahead?
Exactly.
If there are, we'll be dead.
But yeah, well, there's no way we can just, I don't know, try our best.
That's pretty much this game in a nutshell. We're gonna go there and we're gonna do our best, boys, and no one's gonna fault us for it.
That's what we got going on.
All right, great. Xanaruk, can I get you to make a survival check, please?
Okay. Well, that's nice. 19.
Yay.
What troubles you more is the fact that it's getting noticeably colder.
Stop going north. We're going too far north.
But how is that possible?
We must have got lost somehow and got back out into the ocean.
Okay, well, I mean, Zan, you're in charge of the maps. What do you want to do?
I want to go south because if we keep going north, we will freeze and the ice might come on.
Okay, well, we can about face and we can head south and we can just, you know what? We can just keep heading south until we get to the next, I don't know, York, whatever you want. If you're feeling like this is a bad choice, I trust you, man.
North, it's just feeling too cold right now.
Okay. So
Okay.
you spin the ship about. There's
Best I can.
still... No, there's some pretty decent wind out there, and the fog patch kind of persists. And it's starting to get really dark as you have spent the entire day lost in the fog patch.
Mm.
Fuck.
All right, so now we come to the issue of sleepy times. How are you going to manage that?
I'll stay awake. I'll make sure that Smoke sleeps. Me and Zan will stay awake, or me and Nate will stay awake, and then everybody else will sleep. And then the next shift will be Smoke, Zan, and Barry.
I agree with that.
I'm okay with that.
Okay.
Great. So Nate and Sirius, you stay up and you stand watch for a couple of hours while Barry, Xanaruk, and Smoke on the Water go to sleep.
Mhm.
Yep.
All right. So shift change comes several hours later. Nate kind of goes down and wakes everybody up, and they come up, and then you guys head back down. Smoke takes the helm. Where are Barry and Zan gonna go?
Well, Barry would definitely, seeing as he has no idea what the fuck he's doing on a boat, ask how best to be employed for the person who does know how to steer the boat, which is Smoke.
Mhm, Same.
Smoke will say, well, I need someone preferably in the crow's nest and another at the bow. We probably won't be messing with the rigging all that much.
I can climb to the crow's nest.
Right, I'll take the bow.
Okay. So, Barry, you're at the bow of the ship doing Barry stuff. And
Plucking away absentmindedly on the violin.
okay, can I get both of you guys to make perception checks at disadvantage?
Yep.
Okay. Hmm.
No way.
7.
16.
Right?
Nice.
Smoke beat you with a 19.
Damn.
Smoke is listening to something, and you can see her ear twitching, and she's spending a lot of time looking out the starboard side of the ship.
I'll stop plucking and start peering.
Yeah. You hear her, oddly enough, like, like the stage whisper, where it's like, Barry, come here.
So Barry will tootle back to the quarterdeck.
And so she very quietly says, I need you to go and wake up Nate and Sirius. But do it very quietly.
Holy fuck.
What's going on?
We are not alone in this fog cloud.
Wait, I will be right back.
Careful now. Carefully.
So Barry will
Make a stealth check.
slowly sneak down to the lower decks to go wake up the tiefling and the human.
Human.
Half orc.
Human.
Wait, oh, yeah, it's Nate. Oh, Zan's awake. Oh, shit.
Zan, can I get you to make another perception check at disadvantage?
KK. Oh, a little better. That's 13.
Okay.
You finally start to pick up the crashing of a bow through the water. There's another ship out there.
Okay. I'm gonna start climbing down.
Okay.
And then once I'm down, I'm gonna go see if anyone else has heard it.
Smoke gives you the stage whisper of like, Zan, shut the fuck up. Make quiet.
Okay. And
So
then I try to be quiet.
yeah, Barry, who do you wake up first?
I'm gonna wake up Sirius first. I'll gently shake him awake and say, Sirius, Smoke sent me down. We're not alone in this fog.
I
She
wake
said
up
to come
kind of.
get you
I like
and
wake
get
up
back
like immediately sit up and I'm like another boat or something else.
I didn't stop to get specifics. I just came to get you and Nate.
Okay, get Nate. Tell him I need his eyes up deck right now.
Right, we'll be
Everybody
right up.
else is on top right now.
Aye.
Okay. I'm gonna make my way to the top of the deck as quietly as I can.
Okay. You are still mostly nude.
Sure.
Okay.
So I'll do the same thing with Nate. Gently wake him up and keep him quiet and give him the skinny. Nate, we gotta get up there. We're not alone in the fog. Stay quiet. Be quick.
I just throw on just like just basic clothing.
I'm
Okay.
shirtless and just like in like a pair of shorts.
Yeah. You can cut glass. So the five of you are standing on the deck of the Osprey, listening to nothing more than the groan of the wood and this just very gentle crashing of waves. And you all look where Smoke on the Water is affixed. And then very, very gradually, you see the outline of a 5-masted ship. No, you don't. You can see it particularly because the totem that is affixed to the front of this ship's bow as it approaches you is an ornate carving of a dragon's head, and its 2 eyes are alight with flame.
We need to run.
It is probably about 45 degrees or so off of your starboard. What did I say it was? Starboard? Yeah, off your starboard bow, and it is heading in the direction that you are coming from.
We gotta turn around right now. We gotta turn around. Holy shit.
Wait. Sorry, it's going to where we were or where we're
Yeah.
going?
It's going to where you were. So it's 2 cars facing each other.
Okay.
So
well, I think we just
it's in the other lane, basically.
We just don't make a sound and we'll stay quiet and hope it doesn't notice us because it's going the other way.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna pass us.
Then we pass it faster.
We're gonna
If
go.
If it notices us, then we run.
Okay,
'cause
but
it
I'm
still
gonna
has to
throw
turn
out here.
around.
We go broadside with a 5-mast ship, trying to be quiet.
Okay.
I'm just
we have
asking
another
if
option.
that's what everybody thinks we should be doing.
Do we have another option if we
guess.
want to stay silent?
Start to turn away from the ship.
If we can do it quietly, sure.
Yes, the fuck this shit I'm out maneuver.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
whatever. I'm almost ready to just drop the sails and be like, we gotta fucking go. But let's try it quietly at first. Start to, if it's coming straight at us, start to go port. I think, right, because it's on our starboard.
That's
We'll
right.
start to edge port and try and, hopefully by the time it reaches us, it's gonna see our ass and not our side.
How far away from us is it?
In order to see it in this thick fog cloud, it's like 250 yards. It's hella close.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna try our best to get away from it quietly
Okay.
at first, and if it notices us, we're gonna try and.
Make the
I don't
call,
know.
because right now you're just inching closer to this thing.
Okay, quiet. Turn. Let's turn away from it.
All right. So
Mm.
Smoke turns to port. The Osprey begins to heel over to starboard a little bit as you carve away from the ship. I get you all to make perception checks with disadvantage, even though you're totally fixed on it.
Okay.
That was a natural 20 and I have disadvantage, and that's really unfortunate. Oh my god, that's so good still. That's 17.
12.
Or, no, sorry, 20. I got 17 plus 3, 20.
13, but I'm human. I probably can't see much.
Barry?
Apparently I was on mute. 11.
Ah. Sirius, you're the one that picks up the faint outlines of the sailors that are on the deck. And there's like 3 of them that are up at the bow, and they are looking into the fog to try and see something.
Fuck.
And as you guys get closer, you turn away, and it seems more or less like you guys lose them in the mist. You don't hear it turn. You don't hear it, people call out to change the direction. And as you head away from them, you actually end up picking up quite a bit of wind, and you lose them and you in the fog. However, as you look up, you're beginning to see the fog patch dissipate, and you can see the stars for the first time.
Oh, Zan, where are we, buddy?
Where are we?
Yeah, Zan can't operate that thing.
I don't know how to use this.
Oh, I thought you were the navigating
I
chart
can
guy.
read maps, but that's about it.
Yeah, so you and Smoke are the ones who are able to make wisdom checks in order to determine your location at sea using a sextant.
Okay, fair enough. My bad. I will gesture to Smoke and ask her, where are we?
Okay. Da, 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 da. She takes a couple of star sites, does some math, and goes, well, don't really know how we got here, but our half-orc friend was right. We're way farther north of the bay than we wanted to, and we're actually a little bit farther out at sea as well. I'm afraid it will take us a little while to get back in. I know where we're going, and it may be a good idea for everyone to get some sleep.
Yeah, I didn't get a long rest yet, so
Yeah.
do you want to just go back to the shift that we were on with the 3 people being up, and then me and Nate going back to sleep, and then we'll sleep, and then we'll cycle me and Nate awake, and then... Okay.
Yep.
We'll do that.
Okay.
We're also going to run as fast as we can with the 3 people up on the deck.
Yeah, for sure. You make your way towards the bay, and it's going to take you a little bit of time. You lose probably another day to sailing back in towards the bay. We're going to kind of like movie transition now to, I'm going to say about noon the next day, and I would like to know, everybody's just kind of lounging around, if not passed out from the long night, so I would like to know what everybody's doing.
I'm going to, when I'm awake, I'm going to see, first thing I'm going to see who else is awake. When I'm awake, I guess it's just Nate, right?
Yeah. But
Okay.
at this point, I'm willing to gesture that it is like noon the next day, so whoever needed to sleep in has slept in. Everybody would be back up, just kind of milling around.
Okay, cool. I'm just milling around, kind of just whatever, just running the ship.
Okay. Xanaruk?
I would.
But I was gonna say, I'm gonna try to ask how to use this thing to read the stars to correlate to the map.
Okay. You give me an intelligence check.
Okay. +0. Haha. Oh, that's a 1.
Smoke on the Water begins to talk about like advanced astronomic geometry, and it's starting to melt your brain a little bit. You're having a hard time with it.
Okay, that's enough. Maybe later.
You take 1 point of psychic damage from the
Okay.
hurt.
Fair enough.
I look at Zen, I'm like, are you okay?
That was a lot more math than I'm used to,
It's not.
which
it's
is
not
0
easy.
math.
Okay.
Algebra damage.
Yeah, Nate, sorry, we cut you off. What would you like to do?
I'm going to take out the staff of the Python that we have,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to shift it into a snake because I'm very curious.
Okay. So this...
On
Can you put that on your character sheet there, Nate, so I can pull it off mine?
Yep, I have it on mine.
Perfect.
Yeah. Okay. So you hold the staff aloft and you say the command word. What's the command word for your staff?
Ooh,
I've had enough of these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking staff.
Nice.
I'm terrible at this, so I'm just gonna go with that. That was awesome.
All right, great. So every
That's a
time you
long
wish to
word.
summon it, now you need to say, "I'm tired of these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking staff."
Yeah,
Fair
Great.
enough.
Okay.
I'm tired of these snakes on this motherfucking staff.
And
I
so
toss it.
you toss it, and it lands in the middle of the deck, and then it slowly, basically, it extends on both ends to the wood gives way to like a shifting, shimmering green, to the point where it's a regular snake, and then it just continues to expand and become a large-sized, giant constrictor snake.
Nate, no
As soon
snakes
as
on
I
the
see the
boat.
snake, I'm gonna run up and try to attack it.
Okay, great. Let me pull up the stats for the snake.
Mhm.
What do you stop?
If
I
I
was
remember
yelling
correctly,
and flailing my
that was
arms.
fucking
No, no, no,
brutal.
no, 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 no.
My brain was melting.
Everybody
and I
roll
just
for
lost
initiative.
Oh, dicks.
21.
Oh, 21 as well.
Coming out fucking strong.
19.
10.
Okay, all right. So 19 for Sirius, 21, Barry 10, constrictor
Wah,
snake.
wah.
It acts on my count.
Okay, great. Then, do you have the stats for it?
I can pull them up. Yep.
I've got him here,
think-
so
Okay.
it'll be super great. Well, I mean, so technically Nate and Xanaruk are tied. What's your dexterity modifiers?
+2.
+2.
All right, roll it off, fellas. Whoever has a higher goes first.
Nate, call off the snake.
10.
16.
Oh, okay. Nate, you're up.
I'm just gonna call out to Zan. It's mine.
Is it your turn?
Yeah, I'm not gonna do anything else with it.
Okay, great.
The snake's gonna just stand down.
Okay, Xanaruk, go ahead.
It's not an enemy. What?
It's
I'm-
not an enemy.
I'm gonna pause.
Okay. And then the snake just kind of regards you, flicks its tongue out, and then seems to wait for some sort of direction by Nate. And a fun fact, this thing is a huge beast. It is not large. It's huge.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I've never seen a snake this big. Are you sure it's not an enemy?
I'm
Like,
assuming it's my turn now.
if anything, it is like beginning to wrap itself up the mast. Yeah, it would be
Nate.
serious.
I had
No snakes on the boat. Put it back into a staff.
I hadn't realized how big it is,
Yeah.
so I'm going to.
It's not your turn, champ. We got Barry.
Barry will hold his action.
What will you... Okay, so what is your action going to be, and what's the trigger?
Just yell at me.
The action will be to draw a weapon, and the trigger will be once Nate finishes next turn.
Okay. To draw your weapon or to attack something? 'Cause-
Draw. That's
okay,
it.
All right. Well, we'll go to Nate then, which means Nate and Xanaruk, you guys need to roll off.
Mm-hmm.
2.
14.
All right, Zan, what do you want?
Oh, shit.
It's attacking our mast. Are you sure? That's it. I'll hold my attack.
Okay, unless there's anything else dramatic people are intending to do, I think we've managed to stop it, so that's good.
Okay.
So the snake is just kind of like exploring the tiny ship that it has been summoned on. Nate, what do you want to do?
Not realizing how big it actually is, I'm going to just have it turn back into a staff.
Okay. So you call it back down, and it kind of like pays attention to you, slithers back down the mast, it heads towards you, and then as it gets uncomfortably close, it begins to transform back into the staff.
Okay.
What? Oh, my brain hurt earlier. Now it hurts again.
I'll
I
roll
don't
that
like
d4.
magic, man.
I'm gonna hit you with that d4 again all day.
You know, I'm not that dumb. I actually have decent intelligence.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
he's
you
actually
just
smarter than I am.
you tried to roll a learn thing, and then you rolled a natural one,
Yeah,
so it was
no,
too easy
that-
to pass
yeah.
up.
I'm gonna look at Nate and I'm gonna be like, next time it's a fine. 5 gold. No snakes on the ship.
Too many cliches. It's played out. We get it.
Yes.
All right. Another couple of hours or so kind of drift by as you sail towards the bay. Welcome to life at sea. It's fucking boring.
There's a whole lot of... I guess I'll stand here and look at the blue stuff.
Yeah.
Man, I sure know why I never went on ships before this. Jeez.
However, I do need everybody except Barry to take their headphones off for a little bit.
Okay. Bye.
Okay, message us.
Oh yeah, you know it. I think we're alone now.
It's about that I was thinking the exact same bloody thing.
So Barry, you spend a couple of hours, I presume, somewhere on the ship. Where would you like to spend those hours?
A lot of it's going to be spent kind of. He's going to try and keep as forward as he can, close to that sigil.
Okay.
He finds a sense of comfort in it, and he's kind of drifting back and forth. He tries to stay as alone as possible.
Yeah.
Drifting back and forth between playing music to try and calm himself down, and barely containing rage as he crumples and uncrumples that last will and testament.
Yeah. You, like, everybody's off doing their own thing, as happens when you've just been around people a long time. And you're pacing by the forward mast next to the sigil, and you turn around. And there's a person that you have only dreamt about and only met once before. There, next to you, plain as day, is the sullen-faced swashbuckler from the temple in Yorick. Kind of has his arms crossed, and he's leaning up against the mast, kind of regarding the sigil. Kind of shakes his hand at it, and shakes a finger at it, going, "Not this time. I know your game. Barry, so good to see you again. How are you? You seem a little distracted."
Where's everyone else while this is going on?
I'm going to say that Zan and Sirreus are probably at the wheelhouse.
Okay.
And Nate, more than likely, is up in the crow's nest, and you're on your own.
So I could theoretically have a very quiet conversation without people hearing me.
Yes, absolutely.
So Barry will kind of toss a venomous glance at this pirate, for lack of a better term.
Mm-hmm.
And just whisper, keeping it to a whisper level, to say, "Look, I don't need you here right now. I have enough to deal with on my fucking own without you stepping into whatever the fuck this is going on in my head."
Oh, please. I am going on in your head.
This is not a good fucking time.
I didn't realize you were so troubled, my dear boy. You should have said something sooner. That brain of yours, you're keeping it quite in disarray. That whole exchange with your father, dreadful business that. Please tell me you understand what it is he wishes to do.
He's no father of mine.
Well, I believe genetics has something to say to that, and he kind of gestures towards your ears.
So Barry will spit at his feet and turn and head towards the gunnel.
Mm-hmm. So as you head towards there, a aquatic bird of prey seemingly comes out of nowhere and lands on the gunnel and is staring daggers at the pirate. And the pirate is just like squared off with the bird of prey. And the pirate begins, "Listen here, you feathered fuck. He's mine. You leave him well enough alone. We have a deal." And the bird just kind of regards you for a second.
Can I make a wisdom check to see if... Or it's some kind of thing to see if there's or what this bird is.
Sure.
If we're trying to
let's call it
express anything.
Let's call it Arcana to see if you
Okay.
can determine where it's coming from.
Oh nope, that's a 6.
Okay. 6 plus what?
Oh, like 6 total.
Oh, okay. It looks like it was just a bird that seemingly is landing just because it's tired of flying.
Okay.
And
So Barry will...
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say Barry's gonna continue to the gunnel, put his hands down, and just kind of whisper under his breath over his shoulder this thing. Not the bird, the pirate.
Mm-hmm.
And say, look, you're clearly here for a reason. State your purpose or leave me the fuck alone.
Getting down to business. I like it. We keep hearing that word. That wonderful, despicable word. Varys. You can't escape him, my dear boy, and, need I say it, but I don't believe you will survive your encounter with him. All I'm offering is a way for you to survive.
Survive? Survive what?
Well, you're a
That man is far away and has nothing to fucking do with me.
Well, I'll let you figure out what he's up to, but its conclusion will be unanimous. There will be no hiding from it, and you may be an ocean away. It will find you. So, I merely offer a mark, if you're interested.
What do you mean by mark?
Just a sliver of power that I wasn't really using anyways, that you may find beneficial. And the more you use it, the stronger it gets. Imagine it like one of those muscles that all those other fellows keep toting around.
And how will this mark save me from whatever it is that you think this Varys is going to do?
Oh, I don't think the mark will save you from what Varys is attempting to do. All I'm offering you is a piece of power to, for lack of a better term, murder him. After all, is that not what you want to do?
Murder is something that happens to an innocent person. This would not be murder. This would be justice.
Excellent. So we have an accord, and he
I haven't agreed to anything.
holds out a hand.
So Barry's gonna turn back to face the thing, cross his arms, lean back against the gunnel, just kind of smirk at him and said, "I don't think I've agreed to anything as of yet."
Well, I do suppose in your ignorance you couldn't possibly understand what it is, and that's fine. That's your damn problem. But just bear in mind, I'm riding shotgun in that little noggin of yours. I will always be here. And should you find that you need just a little bit of a bump, do let me know. And of course, as he continues to talk, slowly, some sigils on the ship begin to glow. Why? Why are you always so out of tune?
I thought that was the pirates, so I'm like, oh, this is good. This is super in character.
It's the humidity. It's throwing it off.
That'll completely just not warp, but change your strings.
Yeah, let's try this again. I think this is why. And so with the strumming of the music, this pirated fellow kind of begins to wave his hands around and goes, No. I leave when I damn well choose. Now then, if you'll excuse me, and actually before he goes, we're going to bring everybody else back in.
Okay.
You're pretty far into the day. and you're all kind of attending to different things. So Nate, you're in the crow's necks because you have super crazy eyes. Zan and Sirreus and Smoke are kind of standing into the wheelhouse, and you can see Barry kind of pacing back and forth by the forward mast. And can I get everybody except for Barry to make perception checks?
Mm-hmm.
26. I rolled a natural 20.
Jesus fucking Christ. Okay.
17.
Holy shit!
7.
So, Nate, from the crow's nest, you hear the faint strumming of an instrument that isn't a violin. And it's coming from where Barry is.
And Barry's not making a study, and he's not playing a violin currently.
That's correct.
Barry, what you doing?
So, Barry, you hear Nate call out.
Just taking some time to enjoy the scenery.
Why is there music coming from you when you're not doing anything?
And that's when Sirius and Xanaruk, you guys kind of clue into the... And the sigils on the deck of the Osprey begin to glow their faint blue again.
Barry, what are you doing?
Oh, I like this music. It's calming.
It's not me, it's the ship. I told you the ship is imbued with Baldic magic.
Wait, the ship is making the sounds?
Aye, I think the ship is
Not you?
playing this music, not us.
The ship has a guitar?
Like, do I notice anything? Can I, like...
But it's coming from Barry's direction.
I'll start walking towards Barry.
I was just saying, I can't stop steering the ship, so...
What? Does it get louder as I get closer to Barry? Or
Yeah,
is-
it's
loud.
absolutely emanating from the glowing sigil in the deck that Barry is pacing around.
Hey Barry, I think it's that.
So Barry will step into the sigil, pull his violin, and play along with the melody.
Barry's music is like a key that completes the melody. You didn't really notice it in the beginning that it was missing something. And with the notes that Barry seems to be pulling, extracting out of his masterwork violin, Barry, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Natural 20, 23.
Attaboy.
Hey.
Attaboy. Okay. So there seems to be a vibration that comes from when Barry plays notes that is in line with the tune that is supernaturally coming from the Osprey. Barry, you're filled with warmth. Everything that you've been holding in just kind of gets covered over in a blanket. It doesn't feel so bad anymore. Especially when you're surrounded by friends like these. And Xanaruk and Nate, you guys can give me an insight check.
Okay. Oh, nice.
20.
18.
Sorry.
Barry, both of you guys pick up on the fact that Barry is chewing on something. There is something ticking over in his head, and it's really tough. This is like meaning of life quality stuff that's coming out of him, and the music that he's playing is the best he has ever played in any of the times that you have hung out with him.
Hey, Barry. That was really deep. That music really touched me, and it's me we're talking about. You okay?
Has the music stopped at this point?
I'm gonna just kind of keep going, and you go, man. You go.
Mm-hmm.
So Barry doesn't answer. He just keeps playing as this massive smile spreads across his face and his eyes close. And without breaking the song, he sinks to his knees, and tears are just streaming down his face.
I'm gonna pull out my drums and start playing along.
I'm just gonna go, is Barry okay? What's happening?
He's good.
He looks hurt. Is anything happening noticeably with the ship while I'm like steering it and moving it? Is anything strange happening?
Nope.
No? Okay. I don't know.
So we've got Barry power sliding violin playing as he cries. Zan's playing the drums.
Mm-hmm.
What are you gonna do, Nate? You're watching this happen.
I'm watching from the crow's nest. I'm gonna come down, and I'm gonna go towards them.
Okay, you were there.
Yeah. Barry, what's on your mind?
Sort of natural break point in the whatever playing is going on. He'll stop playing and kind of put the violin down and stay there on the deck for a few seconds before wiping the tears off his face, and he'll reach into his pocket and pull out the last will and testament and hand it to Nate.
So this is the last will and testament of Corin, the gentleman you found on the deserted island.
What is this? Why do you still have it?
There's a name on there.
Corin.
The other name.
The other name on it is Varric, the Ark researcher in Lona.
Do you know him?
That's an interesting way to phrase the question.
Is there a better way to phrase the question?
I know little about the man, but I do know him. And that name on that piece of paper is why I spat on that corpse and left it to rot. Anyone dealing with this man deserves the fate they get.
I take it you didn't have the best of time in Lona.
That is Illwinter is my father.
Ah,
And I use that term strictly in the sense of birth.
Shit. Wanted to sell that nice stuff.
and seem to harbor a serious amount of resentment for him.
I do.
Any particular reason why?
He didn't just abandon me and my mother. He wouldn't even recognize the fact that we existed.
I'm sorry.
To him, I was nothing but a drunken mistake in a moment of weakness. I don't come from money. My mother served in an inn. She was a bartender. And when I was about 7 or 8, she was killed in a bar fight, and I was left on my own. It was a group of dwarves that pulled me in off the street. Hence the way I speak. and the fact that I was taught to entertain. I've had to grow up with the idea that home is not a place. It's what you make it, and who you make it with. But playing music on this boat is the closest I felt to home since my mother was alive.
I can't hear any of this, can I?
I think at this point you're in.
Oh, I kind of just. Barry, I'm glad you felt at home enough to share that with us. It's very unfortunate that happened to you. We all have. I know personally that we all have our things, our unfortunate events, our things that drive us. I'm glad you can feel at home here and safe, I guess. It's unfortunate that these things happen to you, but this man, this art researcher, or is he an elf or?
I
And your mother was a
human.
Okay. So, that was the person I'm assuming that we were supposed to go sell the art to.
Yep.
Is that something that you would be okay with still, or is that just off the table?
I would say no.
I'm gonna
just
also
asking.
agree with no.
I'm just asking.
No
That's
need to
very-
ask, you idiot.
Well, you're wrong. I would sell him this arc,
You
but
would?
he'd have to pay the highest fucking price for it.
See, that's what I'm talking about. I'm totally fine with that.
We
Let's
won't be
screw the
getting
guy
money,
and get
we'll
his
be getting
cash.
blood.
Oh,
Mm,
okay.
I meant
That-
the highest price.
I'm okay with that.
Okay. Well, that's a little farther than I thought, but
Well, the man's a villain who deserves to die.
Mm,
okay, fair enough. We
He's
all
the
got-
reason my mother is dead. And he would have no part of me when I had nowhere else to go.
And I just kind of look over at Smoke and I'm like, "Nice one, Smoke."
I don't blame her. There's no way she could know.
I know. I'll just be a jerk.
mm.
Okay. Well, all right. That plan's off the table because I can't have you stabbing people. Seems bad for business.
Why not?
I don't see any problem with that.
I think loan is the best place to go to get our money's worth. But we can't get there without a crew.
Yeah.
But I'd be lying if I said I wouldn't take the time there to seek justice.
No one would blame you.
Fair enough.
So the angrier Barry gets, the louder the music in the background gets.
What?
And then, as Barry kind of naturally calms down with the music, the music calms down as well.
Well, this is super weird.
I think
Um,
the ship likes him.
I think so. It's not good for sneaking.
Eh,
It's very interesting. You okay, Barry?
Honestly, no, but I'll survive. I just
Oh.
need time.
That's all I ask, right?
let's go get a crew.
Yeah, let's do that. And we can talk about this if you want to later? That would make
Perhaps,
you
but
feel better?
I definitely need time.
Okay. Well, you got all the time in the world in the open ocean. And I kind of like turn around and like go back.
I appreciate your levity. It helps.
I'm just like waving as I'm walking back to like the bow of the ship.
Want
He's
to
not the
drink?
best with people, is he?
No.
There's layers there, right?
I thought I was bad with people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways. Mm.
Bad is a relative term. You're just direct.
Mm.
Yes, that's exactly it. Yes, exactly.
So
The
as
kindest
this,
way to describe that.
I'm gonna call this conversation to a close, and as that happens, you see the bay where Gildren sits, even if it is ablaze.
It's currently ablaze, is what you're saying.
No, I'm
Is
saying
it-
that you're
is it still ablaze
you're getting
3
back
days
to
later?
land, like
Okay.
you're back to where you needed to be.
How does Gildren look from what we can see? If anything.
There's a smolder on the horizon, but it's not like a column of fire.
Okay.
The plan is to ship past, get a look, and then keep going to Snowmelt. And that's what we're still
Well,
going to
if
do,
we get a
everybody?
look, I'm assuming that. I guess. Hang on, take a back into character. I'm assuming that what the hell was the name of that loud ship?
The Dreadnought.
The Dreadnought.
Right,
Yeah.
the Dreadnought was able to lay waste to the vast majority of those invading forces, but I don't think they need our help currently.
Mm-mm.
So as you head into the bay, eventually the bay narrows, and you see the Dreadnought actually anchored back in its original position as a stalwart guardian into the inner waterway. Who's driving?
I'm driving.
All right, make yourself a sail check at disadvantage because you fucking tired.
Oh, I thought I slept. Damn.
You did, and then it has also been. It's like a full day.
Fair enough. Well, that's not good. That's 12.
Yeah, right. You make it into the bay well enough. I mean, you've done it before. Doesn't need to be super complicated. And you kind of coast past Gildren, and it is not still on fire. And there's a pretty noticeable like Alliance military presence there, and they're just kind of there's a platoon of about 30 folks hanging around the general area. There's some by the docks. There's some by the main gate. And they're just kind of keeping everybody out as they kind of investigate and piece together what happened. And you roll straight on by.
Fair enough. On to Snowmelt. And before I kind of go Nate, I'm like, sorry, Nate. That really sucks.
I'm not even listening. I'm just staring at Gildren as we go by it.
Fair enough.
Can I make you... No. Nope. None of that's going to happen. All right, let's keep going. So... thinking out loud. All right, so you make it to Snowmelt, just for the sake of ease, and Snowmelt isn't under attack. It isn't being raided by barbarians. It's business as usual. There's barely anybody on the docks, and Smoke on the Water kind of like sees an open anchorage and kind of motions for you to head over there, and you head towards the anchor. You drop the pick. And you have arrived at Snowmelt again.
All right. So the best way to get a crew is to go to a tavern, probably, right?
Well, I suppose we could leverage the experience of someone who's lived here for a while and knows about getting a crew.
Ah,
Yes.
I believe you're talking about me. And,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and that's when Smoke on the Water kind of pops up and goes, well, if you're looking for a crew, you're really looking for a couple of watch officers. You may wish to interview those. It's really your choice. However, just general crew, if you're comfortable enough with it, I'm sure I could proceed ashore and acquire 20 talented hands. I would focus on the watch officers. They need to be people you can trust. And then, in the interim, I will hunt down the crew.
Fair enough. And I just kind of gesture to Smoke and just tell them fair pay, good meals for hard work.
Yeah, very well. Speaking of meals, we may wish to replenish before we proceed to sea.
Yes,
Yeah.
Smoke, if you could, when you have a second,
Mm.
I will gladly put you in charge of that. And also, Zan, you're in charge of the money. How much money do we have right now?
Like in total or just in gold?
Just in gold.
668.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you, Zan. Do you want to also be in charge of acquiring provisions for us, Zan?
No.
Perfect. You'll do a great job. And I like.
Yes, and
I think he is saying yes and by playing his character. So right, so who's gonna stay behind?
I need to interview some of the crew for sure.
I'll stay on the boat.
Yeah. Okay.
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 Is it just the one?
I can stay too. I think I might.
All right. Me and Barry and Smoke will go.
Okay.
And
I'll hand over the money to you, Sirius.
I kind of like look at it and I hand it to Barry.
The mouthpiece.
Yeah.
So I will
Do we
take
want
the-
to?
Do you guys want to
wanna
sell
do-
this art while you're here too?
Oh. How much
Mhm.
art do we have?
3
A lot.
pieces of 25 gold art.
Art. I heard Ark.
Oh,
Very
no.
different.
No, art.
Screw the art for now. Let's just do what we're doing.
No art? Okay.
No art. Keep the art.
What about these gems?
How much we got in gems?
Only 2 gems.
You know what, Zan? Those are yours, buddy. Keep them.
Okay. Well, have fun, guys.
Okay. We'll all three of us will get on the hatchling and go into the port.
Okay.
If not, have toadstools.
So we're basically gonna flop back and forth. So Nate and Zan, can I get you guys to make just general perception checks? And then Sirius and Barry, can I get one of you guys to make an athletics check as you row ashore?
Yep, I
19.
got you.
I will supervise the rowing.
Oh, that's not the best.
What was your number there, Nate?
Oh, sorry.
25.
Okay.
Jeez.
15 for athletics.
So Nate and Zan, you guys spend like a fair amount of time watching wildlife. So like there's a couple of sea otters that are coming by to investigate the underside of your hull and rip off like mollusks and try and eat them and stuff. They're having a great time playing back and forth. So Sirius, Barry, and Smoke on the Water. You guys proceed ashore in Snowmelt, and this is the first time you've really had an opportunity to take in more than just the docks. You know, you're not trying to effect repairs and get out of town again. It's just like, okay, let's take it all in. And there are a mixture of taverns and merchants kind of on the docks district. So once you get past the dry dock, there's like 3 or 4 taverns. There's a couple of larger inns that almost classify as hotels in some cases. And then it mixes pretty closely with the dockside commodity brokers on top of people who refine those commodities into products. And then eventually it gives way to the naval base that the Alliance Navy are home to. Smoke on the Water just kind of like shrugs and goes, I'll meet you back here in an hour if you're fine with that.
Smoke, where would be the best place for us to look for watchmen? I guess that we're looking for, right?
Watch officers. Yes. Well, you could attempt to hire Alliance Navy, but that typically doesn't go well in this town. Your best bet, to be perfectly honest, let's go to the random generator.
Is the tavern that we're going to decide the name for right now.
That's correct.
Hope it's not another stool emporium.
It shouldn't be. It's not.
It's not.
Can I get Barry and Sirius to both roll d20s?
Oh, yes.
I want it to be the black spider again. We'll make it a chain.
5.
4.
The prancing Pegasus.
Sweet.
That's
That's
awesome.
pretty solid.
Yeah. Perfect. That's where we're heading, Smoke. And you're gonna
That's
go
a
get the
gem.
general crew.
Ah, yes, of course.
Do we have
Perfect.
a list of failed attributes of a watch officer? To be honest,
Perceptive,
I have no idea what the fuck I'm looking for. If I'm going to be
perceptive,
honest.
trustworthy.
8.
All right. So you head into the Prancing Pegasus, and there's a mixture of people that are there. We're gonna roll, and we're gonna generate 4 NPCs,
Okay.
which means
You need dice rolled.
so Sirius and Barry, can I get you both to roll d10s, re-rolling 10s?
Yes.
Would you say
8.
8?
I also rolled an 8.
Okay. And again, please.
Ooh. Use a different-
Re-rolling 10s.
Yep.
5.
1.
Awesome. I love it. 100%. Can I get... What was that? Those are 12s. Can I get Barrett? Yeah, can I get both of you to roll a d12 twice?
12 and 6.
4 and 8.
Okay. No, that's not right. That's awesome. Okay. So, gathered in the bar, you see 2 half-elves, a dragonborn, and a dwarf. And considering it's like kind of late in the day, but still like a little bit, it's still like just after dinner time, and this is kind of a more of an inn than it is a like a bar. So imagine it being like the hotel bar just after dinner, and it's just like a bunch of tired businessmen that are there. One of the half elves is wearing a fairly flowing red robe, while the other is wearing a kind of a blue tunic and some pants, and has the holy symbol of cord around his neck. The Dragonborn has wrapped knuckles, and seems to be propped up talking to the dwarf, who has like a fair amount of salt stains on his boots, and kind of thick, calloused hands from many years of working lines.
Oh, okay. Barry, I have an idea.
Alright, what do you have in mind?
I'm going to put you up on a table, and you're going to tell everybody that the Osprey is hiring experienced watch officers. And if anybody here is interested, or they know anybody that's interested, the pay is fair and the food is good. I say good with abbreviation, like thingies, like
Air quotes.
good.
GUD.
Yeah, exactly.
Good.
Can you do that for me?
How are people distributed throughout this?
So the Dragonborn and the dwarf are both kind of like leaning up against the bar.
Okay.
The dwarf has like a couple of milk crates underneath him, so he's about eye level with the Dragonborn, and they seem to be having a good conversation. And the half-elves seem to look like they're twins.
I literally just like pick Barry up and put him on a table.
Okay, give me an athletics check.
Oh, sorry, one sec. I didn't have my dice thing open, my phone closed. Because I don't have any dice. Sorry, awkward. That's pretty good, actually. That is 17 plus
Oh god.
6.
Yeah, with no caution, nothing. Just like Daddy wants uppies and picks Barry up and puts him up on the table. And as soon as that happens, all 4 of the bar patrons kind of turn and look, and the Dragonborn just idly sips his drink while watching you.
And I just gesture to Barry.
Barry will gently facepalm, pull his hand down, just go, pardon me for interrupting your afternoons, but I wanted
Too
to
late,
let you know...
you tiny piece of shit.
Well, that's a very interesting way to address someone who's offering an employment opportunity and a wondrous adventure at sea.
I take it back. I'm listening.
Oh, you are? Perfect. You can listen further by getting me a drink.
Oh, that's fair. I stumbled into that one, and then there's a low grumble from the Dragonborn, like, you goddamn idiot.
Oh, does he
A
get me
dog
drink?
barks off in the distance.
Oh, yes, that was me. My window's open because it's hot as balls in this room.
There's silence and a dog barks.
Alright, serious. Not
No,
you.
he's serious.
I was like, yes.
Alright, so Barry will say, well, so I am the Personal Affairs Associate that is in charge of finding personnel to sail aboard the Osprey. We've come into port and we're looking for good watch officers to come aboard. The pay is fair and the food is good
Available.
and available, according to the captain.
The dwarf kind of calls out, going, "Where are you bound?"
Our first port of call lies to the east.
Can you be more specific?
Well, our first stop, we expect to be Lona Onar.
Oh, I haven't been there. You have my attention.
Well, it's a wonderful trade place. There's many people there, lots of things to see, a wonderful vacation spot, so I've heard.
I need you to roll. I need you to roll a deception check. Well, all of them are going to roll insights. Hey, yeah.
Oh, 23.
They're all seeming to nod, like, yes, he definitely thinks that it is a vacation spot.
But that is only the first stop on what I'm sure is a grand adventure we have ahead of us. We're a bright-eyed, bushy-tailed crew who's looking to sail the high seas. So any of you interested in being a watch officer, please come see myself and the captain here, who's standing behind me, slowly snickering. We'll be getting some drinks in the bar, and we'll go sit in the corner waiting for your... what's the word I'm looking for here? Audition. To see if we want you on board our ship.
Also, if you have any friends that are interested, feel free to tell them that we're here and we're looking. Just because we're looking for the most experienced. Because we're looking to make some trade. And we know, of course, that the waters of the Confederacy can be a little bit dangerous, and having the most experienced people on the ship is important to us. We will pay well.
At the mention of the Confederacy, all of them kind of, like the two pairs kind of eye each other, and then they head towards you guys.
In a threatening manner?
No, like
Okay.
like they're all looking to apply.
Oh, fair enough. They're looking for some cash. That's fair. All right, well, we'll sit down and wait for them to come over and introduce themselves.
Okay, so the two half elves, the Dragonborn and the dwarf, approach, and the two half elves kind of look at the Dragonborn and gesture for the Dragonborn to go first. And upon closer inspection, the Dragonborn is a lady, and she kind of shakes her scales, which are.
Who was one that was who yelled at me?
The dwarf.
Okay, perfect.
Her silver scales. And she kind of reaches out a hand and goes, "I am Akira."
I put my hand out and I say, "Nice to meet you, Akira. Are you an experienced sailor?"
I just retired from Alliance Navy. Sailed on the Briar Glen. Got tired of only seeing tiny little coastal town. So I retire. I was first mate. Briar Glen only 2-mast, but I sail her good. I sail her very good.
Well, that's convenient. The Osprey is also only 2 masts. She's quick, but small.
Can I get you to roll a insight check?
Of
May I
course.
as well?
Yeah, go for it.
Ooh, fantastic.
Let's go independently.
Roger.
Oh, it's alphabetical. Yeah, okay. Oh, that's really good. That is 16.
Oh, flubbed it.
This Dragonborn has very, very, very calloused hands, and not the inside of her hands, the outside of her hands, particularly around the knuckles. Yeah, I'll leave it at that.
Okay.
I'm basically this next part is going to be I'm going to hint at what their classes are going to be.
Yes, I feel you.
Good.
Yes.
And
okay,
then
well,
as soon as Akira like finishes, then the dwarf kind of like shoves her way in, and the dwarf is a man. The dwarf kind of goes, okay, that's enough of that. I am Urisk.
Does he come bringing a beer?
Yes.
Oh, I like him already.
And it's actually it's a nicer local brew. I hear you're looking for sailors. Well, I haven't been that far south yet, and it's quite expensive. So I look forward to getting some jingle in my pocket.
well, we're possibly looking to trade an arc, and if you work hard, there will be money to be made.
Ah, good. You see, I just was released from a contract with one of the merchant companies. I sailed on the Chatsgrove, and I've seen the beauty that is down in the Confederacy, and I would like to get back there.
By beauty, do you mean shining gold?
Yes, God.
Yes, exactly. Well, we happen to be luckily independent from the merchant companies, so they're not taking any cuts off the top from us. But also that means all the bad stuff of being independent is obviously there too.
What do you plan to do about the pirates?
Well, avoid when available, and mostly avoid. Hopefully avoid. Right? That's all you can really do, right?
Defend ourselves if need be, but mostly the avoidance is what we're looking for.
Well,
Yeah. Run fast.
if we have an
Keep our nose
opportunity
down.
to take down a couple of pirates, I hope you let me do it. I have a favor to return to... Let's roll on the D12. 10. The D10. These is it. Which I have a favor to return to the cursed. That goddamn crimson giraffe.
What did you say?
The crimson giraffe. The big 5-masted fucker that takes out and smashes anything that it runs into. That fucking crew gave me this. And he kind of pulls down his shirt a little bit, and you can see there's like a very crude engraving of a giraffe on his chest.
I literally stand up and I say, they gave me this, and I pull my shirt down. You can see that they slit my throat. There's a big scar all the way across, right
Well,
underneath my neck.
Perhaps maybe we could find our way to stumble into a fight with the giraffe, and we'll settle it like men.
Hopefully, we both know dealing with them, that no 2-mast ship
No,
is
just
going to be able to win in a fight with them. We'll have to be smart and powerful.
Indeed.
now,
Sorry,
Urias,
I
is
immediately,
this...
I immediately look at him. And I shake his hand. I say, "You're hired."
great. Take the big one. She's good in a fight.
Now, Urisk, is this more of a focused hatred of these certain pirates? Because I'm fairly certain in our sailing and dealing in whatever it is we do to make our gold, we'll be running into people that have perhaps run afoul of the law, shall we say.
I have run afoul of the law once or twice myself, and it's not about any one particular breed of pirate. It's that godforsaken ship.
Oh, so you're not on a crusade to hunt down pirates?
No. Just
Oh,
a
okay.
crusade to bring that damn vessel down.
Not that there's anything wrong with crusades, I just wanted to know what kind of trouble we might be getting into with the people we decide to bring on board. I appreciate your honesty, and I'm sorry to hear that you had a run-in with some foul people.
I kind of look at, I'm sorry, the Dragonborn's name was?
Akira.
That's Akira.
Akira. And the dwarf's name was?
Erisk. Urisk, sorry.
Erisk.
Urisk.
Well, I look at Akira and I say, if Erisk or Ursk speaks for you, then I trust his word.
I take you
And
two
you're
know each
definitely
other.
in. No, but
No, I mean Urisk and Akira.
oh yes, I'm assuming.
And the Dragonborn kind of like looks at Urisk, and Urisk just looks plain faced as possible and goes, "I'll give you a hint. We're both the same size when we lie down." And the Dragonborn smacks him upside the head and goes, "Don't tell people that. They will think I have actually slept with you, and that is very distasteful."
I'm just gonna immediately move on from that. I'm just
The
gonna
laughter is totally in character as well.
So the two half-elven twins, one is a girl and the other is a girl. So
awesome.
they both kind of go, "Oh, it's our turn now. Well, I have to go to my human names."
Human. Oh, right, they're half elves.
They can have either, right? Depending on where they hung,
Yeah.
where they grew up, or
Whatever they choose.
Yeah.
Or it depends on their upbringing too, I guess. But neither here nor there.
Yeah, you got a big old elven one for you.
Yup.
Yes. I am one of them goes, "I am Aoth, and this is Thola."
I'm just gonna talk out of character. I know people are hearing this. Can somebody write this down? I have no pen or paper or anything, and I'm terrible with names, so I would really appreciate it if
Oh,
somebody.
I'm already writing this down. You said it's Aloth and Thola.
Yeah, so Aoth and Thola.
Say again.
Aoth
Aoth. Aoth. Okay.
and Thola. Thola.
Yeah, okay.
So Aoth kind of pipes up, and she says, "While we are not necessarily proficient sailors, we have spent a fair amount of time at sea, and you will find our skills to be rather useful. My sister here is quite good at mending, and shows an affiliation to Let's determine a thing about her class. Let's do it together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Barry, roll me a d12.
D12. That's you. 8.
Neat. The sister Thola kind of pipes up and goes, "Well, it's not just mending. It's an affinity for nature, I would suppose. As well as I can heal, which is always helpful at sea."
Can you guide a ship?
Yes. I mean,
Oh, perfect.
my sister Eoth, though, would be rather good at keeping the books. She's a little bit more of a brainy type. In fact, a brainy type who... Sirreus, can I get you to roll a... A D10, re-rolling 10s.
1.
Oh, okay. Aoth kind of pipes up and goes, "I'm rather proficient at warding, so it may become rather helpful."
Immediately my ears perk up, and I'm like, very helpful, actually. We have, well, there's some stuff we can get into once we figure this all out. So you, the twins here, you guys say you've been on a ship before, at least, yes?
Yes, we are proficient handlers of lines. What was that?
I don't know. That was terrifying. Did we just
That
like
was
get a
very
ghost?
spooky. I just want to pipe in and say I was scared.
That was my phone. I apologize. It was not on silent.
What was that?
Raptor attacks?
Apparently, a video that had started.
Ooh.
I
I
was like,
managed to hit a link apparently, so yeah, sorry
have,
about that.
have you been
Watching
possessed? Are
weird
you
porn.
okay? Does anyone need a moment to change their underwear? Because that was devil screaming.
That was
Yes,
deep,
please.
and like I know a lot about screaming. That was a horrible sound.
Mm.
I'm
The
Pretty
half
sure that was
elves.
the beginning of fuck. What was the hell the song that started CSI Miami?
Oh, yeah,
God.
yeah. Who are
What's
you?
the worst song?
So the half elves go. Yes, we're proficient lion handlers, and we are a package deal. So if you take one of us, you will have to take the other.
I wouldn't dream of separating twins.
And they give you like a flat, like, mm-hmm.
And I just start laughing. I'm just kidding. And I just stretch my hand. And I don't know if we've introduced ourselves yet, but I'm just gonna be like, I'm serious. I'm the captain of the Osprey. This is Barry. He's our resident bard / head of personnel / local magic man. Yeah, we would actually. This seems kind of perfect, actually. You guys all seem vaguely trustworthy. Do I think they're trustworthy?
There's a check that you could roll if you want.
I don't want to ask for an insight check, but like,
Yeah, go for it.
okay. Okay, open it up here. Oh, okay, that's actually really good. That's 18.
Yeah, they're genuinely just they want to get out on the ocean. They want to see some stuff. So Thola seems to be very into nature, and she's like she gets trees and stuff, and she's really looking to see more about the ocean. And Aoth is just following her sister around. She can do whatever she wants, like as long as she's got her books and shit with her. So
Fair enough. And the dwarf is extremely experienced, and so
Yes.
is the dragonborn.
a farm.
Okay, well, I mean, that's cool. That's kind of a good mix. So I think that as long as Barry's okay with it, I kind of just Barry. I was like, what do you think, Barry?
Can I roll an insight check as well?
Yeah, sure.
It's not bad. 18 as well, so pretty much the same feeling.
Yep.
Like I said, I don't know much about the qualities of an officer at sea, but they seem trustworthy and they are interested in working.
Then I think, and I mean, they're willing to go and do the things. So I think this is a somewhat of a lucky day for us. So maybe we should not look a gift horse in the mouth and just accept that this is some good luck, and
is
we'll shake some hands on this one.
Okay.
And
So
yeah.
we'll switch back over to Xanaruk and Nate.
Yo.
What's up?
I was about to ask you guys that. What are you gonna end up doing for your time? Just kind of hanging out.
I'm
guys
still
talking?
gonna try to figure out the star thing.
Okay.
I'm gonna start taking instruments and go, what?
Okay. Give me, just give me an intelligence check.
Okay. Not a 1, please. That is much better than 1. It is a 13.
You begin to piece it together. While you have no fundamental teaching of mathematics, I assume Nate, you see him trying to figure this stuff out, and you help.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
Oh,
And so you guys basically spend your entire time like reverse engineering a sextant. And Nate, you're talking about angles and star charts and all that stuff. And Zen, you're beginning to get an idea of it, but it's a practice. You're gonna have to spend a lot of time practicing it.
okay.
But you're less at a disadvantage now. I'm gonna say that you can actually roll with disadvantage in order to figure out where the ship is.
Hell yeah.
Whereas before you couldn't.
Okay.
During our while we're doing that, I would also just ask Zan. Did you know people who attacked my home?
Yes. I
The
knew.
the guy with the sword.
I think I knew who that was, but I've never met him in person.
Okay. Why Why would they attack us?
That I don't know. They've never really attacked civilized places before, to my knowledge, but I was never really a part of the Sky Watchers, so I don't know.
Fair. I guess I'm just worried about all of it. Let's get back to teaching you how the sextant works.
Okay, but if I had to guess, it has something to do with your sister.
Which is incredibly worrying.
Hmm.
You said that you've never met the guy with the sword, the one that was
Never met him.
beating down the the acting grandmaster.
No, I've never met him personally, but I know
Fair.
of him.
What do you know of him?
That he's the captain, that he's the leader of the Skywatchers. He's called the Skywatcher. He's a Goliath. Not much more.
I mean, that's more than we knew before.
Oh, and
Thank
his
you.
name is Illiken.
Thank you.
Anything
Back
else
to
there,
sexting.
chatty Cathy's?
I think that's probably it.
Yeah.
That's fair. I'm pretty much just gonna hand wave that you're gonna, like, Nate and Zan, you're gonna spend the rest of the time that the guys are ashore, attempting to figure out what is in front of you.
Sure.
Perfect.
So we'll go back to Sirius and Nate. Sorry, Sirius and
So
Barry.
we've now made the deal, and we're kind of moving.
Yeah,
We're gonna
so
try and
they're-
meet up with Smoke.
So the four that you've hired have gathered their equipment and they're just kind of following in behind you. And then
So I want to grab Smoke and pull her aside as everybody's walking,
sure.
and just be like, so we may or may not have made promises of food. However, have we gotten a cook?
Oh, I'm sure someone in there can cook.
All right. Did the crew that you approached, were they made aware that they'd be cooking?
Oh, that's standard duties, really.
Okay, perfect. Just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, no, if people have to eat, right? So part of the
Aye.
shift work will be maintaining whatever food people want.
That was just the only loose end I had not yet tied up.
As I kind of walking past them, talking, I'm like, speaking of food, need rations and food and water and all that crap. Is there like 20 people here now? Is there like a whole group of people?
It depends. We can move to that if you like.
Sure, let's do that. Let's fast forward.
So it takes a couple of hours, but eventually news got out that the Smoke on the Water was looking for a crew, and eventually gathered at the docks. Now you find 20 random crew plus your 4 watch officers. On top of Smoke means your crew complement is 25. With
Perfect.
the 4 of you guys, you're now 29.
Perfect.
And it's just a gathering of people who have just, like, they're looking for an escape. Some of the sailors are, like, 16-year-old humans who are just trying to get out of snowmelt because it's a better option than trying to stick around in sometimes abject poverty.
I feel that deeply.
Yeah.
Really do.
And so it's rare that people walk in just going, we'll take anybody. And so it's a collection of bright-eyed, bushy-tailed people on top of some old salts. Like, it's people who are looking to make money and aren't totally
Pirates
concerned
here
about coming back.
Good batch of just whatever was on the docks that day.
Yeah. And is interested
Perfect.
in leaving and not knowing when they're going to come back. So your crew has gathered, and everyone seems to be, like, shaking hands, introducing themselves. You see Akira and Urisk kind of, like, shaking hands with some of the folks, and the 2 half-elves are kind of keeping to themselves. Is there anything you wish to say to your crew, Sirius?
I was going to turn to Sirius and be like, hey, Captain, is there anything you want to say?
Well, sorry. I kind of just like pipe up like, hey, hi everybody.
So the murmuring kind of quiets down. and very loudly over everybody, you can hear Urus call out, "Show us your fanciness!"
What?
You're a captain, right?
Yeah.
Well, show us your fanciness. Speak some golden words.
Oh, well, it's nice to see everybody here. There's some young and old faces here. Hopefully, somebody amongst the crowd has some experience because we're going to be running into the Confederacy possibly. We're going to be trading and trying to make some money. And if everybody does their jobs well, there's money to be made and food to be eaten and beds to be slept in. If we all work together, we might be able to make some money. It's all, really, it's just trying to make some money, guys. We're all just trying to get a better life, right? That was my big speech.
It ain't much, but it's what we got.
If I might, Captain.
Yeah, and I kind of like Barry.
So Barry will kind of give him a half bow, and then turn to the crowd and be like, "Right, so this is your captain. This is the man you'll be answering to. You've all been hired on to work on a ship. And what the captain said is true. There is opportunity for money, but money does not come for free. Boarding the Osprey, you're expected to work. But for that work, you will be paid fairly. You'll be fed, you'll be sheltered, and you'll be guaranteed adventure at least. Does anyone have a problem with that?"
There's really no, like, there's some like murmuring and stuff, and then Urisk kind of calls out, "Let's just get on with it."
And I kind of just go, perfect. All right, we need to get supplies and get everything stocked up, and then we're heading out to. And I kind of poke Barry. Where are we going?
We're heading to Lona Onar.
To Lone Onar is our first stop. To make some trade deals.
The superest of greats. So we're gonna montage the storing of ship. How many and how much stores are you putting on it? I think we had agreed at 5 silver pieces per person per day.
For food? And then pay is 5 copper, right? Holy moly.
I think that's what it was. Hold on. Let me look at my thing.
I have
So
the thing.
it was 2 gold pieces per skilled person. So it's going to cost you 8 gold per day because of your... Sorry, 5. So it's going to cost you 10 gold pieces a day in wages to, at the very least, your 5 watch officers.
Okay, perfect. And then sailors are 5 copper pieces a day.
Okay. So for 20 of them, it's 10... Wait. Hold on.
Math.
What was it? 5 copper pieces?
Yeah, exactly.
5 copper pieces times 20 is 1 gold.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's a
1
gold piece for the crew per day. So you're looking at 11 gold pieces per crew per day in wages.
Okay.
So
And then
gives us
food.
66 days of money.
Well, that's... You also need to get food now.
Yes.
And that's how... And, oh, wait. So on average... Oh, I had the thing before average. It was... I had a whole written down thing for
Yeah.
how much everything cost. And
It
I
was in-
had it...
It was in the natural one.
Damn. Okay.
Um,
I did a lot of very hard math.
okay. So it's... Feeding them, it's 6 copper pieces per day, then it's 1.2 gold pieces a day for the whole crew.
Okay.
And that's in food.
So for everyone on board, all 29 people, it's 1.2 gold.
Yeah, gold buys you a lot of food.
So
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
perfect. All right.
Most people don't even make a gold a day. Like gold, us having so much gold, we're loaded. These people, like a sailor makes 5 copper
okay.
a day.
Yeah, so
You have to remember my frame of reference right now is Critical Role.
We're rich.
Like,
Yeah.
rolling
Yeah.
in cash.
yeah, and they throw stuff out there all the time. So a modest meal is 3 silver pieces. A poor meal is 6 copper pieces.
Oh, okay.
Everybody's getting poor. Everybody's getting poor meals.
Like
For now.
it's gonna get you across
Mhm.
it's gonna get you across the ocean, and then when you guys drop 9 large on Ark, then you can kind of deal with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And everybody gets paid when we make port. They have a little bit of time if they want to use their money to get better food,
Mm-hmm.
besides what they're having on the ship, then that's fine. That's their own prerogative,
Yep.
basically. Also, when there's opportunity for some drinking, we're going to get some booze, and there'll be opportunity, obviously, for people to have rum and stuff like that on the ship because you don't want a mutiny. You want people to be able to have rum, obviously. You need booze. People get pissed.
Okay. So you get everybody onto the boat and you load. Now we need to decide for your 5 named crew, what are their
What their
jobs?
Oh, okay. Can we decide this as a group? Because I'm not super great at this, but do you guys ever want to pipe up? Anybody have any ideas what each person wants to do? I know Smoke's probably our navigator, right?
So just to be super clear, Aoth is an abjuration wizard. Thola
Okay.
is a nature cleric.
Okay.
Akira is a monk,
Yep.
and Urisk is a ranger.
Oh. He was the only
I
one
was-
I couldn't tell.
I was 3 for 4.
Yeah, same. I had 3 for 4.
I thought the cleric was a druid.
Same.
I missed the ranger.
So did I.
The ranger
Okay.
didn't have a whole lot of hints.
Well, he
I
had,
kind of just
like,
guessed,
rough
honestly.
hands from working lines, so I'm like, sailor? But that's
Now,
a
well,
background.
like I'll actually, like pretty much all of them will have the sailor background, but I'll do up character sheets and stuff for them. But
Okay,
you have 5 non-player characters who can do certain things, and depending on, I've kind of already started to build what their personalities are. So, what is it you want them to do? So bear in mind you have to have 3 that are your dedicated watch officers, and the other 2 can just be certain things.
Okay, well, we'll keep Smoke as like dedicated navigator. I think that's the best plan. That's kind of what she does, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Smoke will be the navigator. Then we'll have the ranger, the monk, and see now the wizard or the cleric, who would be better? Probably the cleric as watch officers.
Well,
And then
if we only need... Well, how many watch officers do we need total? 3?
Yeah, we only need 3, so we just need the ranger and the monk.
Because
Yeah.
I was gonna say
oh,
smoke
'cause
should be.
navigator counts as a watch officer.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Oh, my bad. Okay, then that's perfect. Then the monk, the ranger, and Smoke will be the watch officers. Then the cleric will be in charge of ship maintenance and also in charge of general morale and that kind of stuff. Whatever
Mhm.
that job might be.
Healing, the ship's
HR.
doctor.
Healing, yeah. The doctor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
healing, doctor, that kind of thing. And then the wizard. I'm sorry, I'm bad with names.
Bookkeeping.
Bookkeeping.
Mhm.
And ship defense,
Warding.
boarding.
So you're pretty much going to make Aoth the treasurer.
Exactly. Yeah.
Basically.
Well, wait, hold on.
I mean, I was doing it fine.
I
but-
mean, like the ship's finances treasurer, not
Yeah,
party treasurer.
okay.
yeah. We trust
So,
that.
like, if you're gonna, basically, it'll be at the end whenever you make it to port. It'll be Zan who hands over the money, and then Aoth, with the help of probably all the other watch officers, who hand out all the dollars to the crew to let
Yeah.
them
Perfect.
go ashore and get wicked loaded.
Mhm.
Yeah, and she'll keep track of in and out and expense and stuff like that. And then any money she needs, she'll go to Zan, and Zan will be like, "How much do you need? Okay, here you go."
Okay.
Just to keep that redundancy, so she doesn't have direct access to like where the cash is, and the cash is wherever Zan is.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Okay.
That's it. I think that's solid. That's a solid plan.
Do we
So have
wanna
fun
name
generating
members?
20 character
And
names.
someone's the cook.
I think
Yeah,
it's probably
somebody-
rotating duty.
Yeah, like
do we
it
want
also-
to name it first Makas?
Oh.
Oh,
Well,
Ah.
Akira used to be a first mate of another ship.
Well, that's
Yeah,
that's what I was gonna say. Like, do we want to make like Akira first mate? Like, because we can have up to 3 mates. I mean, 4. Like, you can just keep adding more if you want to, but like,
Smoke was here first, though.
yeah, it's hard to say. It's hard to say, hey, Smoke, you've been here the longest. You've helped us out a lot. This new person is now first mate, and you're not, just
Well, we
because that person's more
let's name-
experienced.
let's
the-
name
the-
Akira have second mate then.
Fair enough,
Mhm,
I guess.
mhm.
Okay, as long as Smoke is first because she was here first, and I feel like she kind of deserves it. She really has helped us run the ship when we were really undercrewed.
It all depends on where a navigator falls in terms of relation to a first mate.
Yeah, I
Which I
don't know
don't
this
know.
stuff. Yeah,
Yep,
I don't
no
know.
idea.
Let's ask a resident naval person.
They can be the
DM.
same.
It can. Okay, so
Yeah,
this is fine. What we're
we don't
talking
need
about is
to
fine.
like. You can just say this person is the navigator, and then also be like this person's also the first mate, the XO, the second in command. Like, you're gonna basically hand over the keys to the ship whenever you want to go ashore. So it makes sense for her to be like, this is where we're going, this is how we're gonna get here, and then she's gonna run the ship when you're not around.
Perfect.
Yep.
That's 100. Everybody agrees on that. Smoke is the one we're
Smoke
gonna
should
get.
be. She's my number one pick.
Okay,
Sure.
fair enough.
Hmm.
I agree.
So-
So
Go ahead.
I was gonna say we should just gather the crew and tell them this stuff.
Okay, let's do
Yeah.
that.
Okay, perfect. I'm assuming we're all just kind of gathered on the
we
officer
not
now.
gather the
Probably.
officers first. Let them
yeah.
know, stand as a front. Not as a front, but let people know. So they know ahead of time so it's not a surprise.
Fair enough. Let's do that. Let's gather the officers.
Okay, so you have Aoth, Thola, Akira, Urisk, and Smoke in, I guess, your cabin.
Well, I forego. I got when we put out there was a captain's cabin. I bailed on that and let that be extra sleeping so we can fit a full crew.
Mm-hmm.
And I just have one of the mid-range cabins that are below that. So I don't actually have a captain's cabin. I sleep where Zan and everybody else sleeps.
Okay, so
We
in
do
the
the
room
office,
formerly
the
known as
Yeah.
Yeah,
the general
it's
meeting
just
space.
Yeah, it's just bunk. Oh, there's like a
Mhm.
there's like a dining area beside that, so we could just be
Yeah.
there.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
you meet in the dining area, and the five officers are kind of looking at the four of you guys rather expectingly.
Okay. So we've talked amongst ourselves. I guess we haven't really introduced everybody. This is Xanaruk. He's
Mm.
our treasurer slash
I
Architect.
resident big dude that holds the money. And I
Mm.
kind of pat him on the shoulder, and I'm assuming you're standing like cross-armed, like. "Rrr."
No, I'm just sitting there, kind of relaxed.
Okay. Then this is Nate. Anything that I say is the opposite. Perfect. This is Nate. He's a knight, and he's good at looking at stuff. He's also really smart. And you've met Barry. You met me, Sirius. All the four of us, have fair share in the ship. So I may be the acting captain, but these guys have just as much say in what goes on here. So if one of these guys is directly telling you something, probably listen to them because they have just as much say in what goes on in the ship as I do. Second of all, we've decided that we're going to be making Smoke here. You guys probably have met by now. Smoke, you will be first mate from now until you no longer work here. And Navigator, obviously, because you've been filling that role already, you might as well continue to do that. We've decided to make Dragonboard name. Sorry, I'm going to keep doing it. Akira, you're going to be a watch officer, along with Smoke, and also Ulrisk. You're also going to be the third watch officer. The other two, which are
Thola.
Aoth and Thola.
both of
Thola is
you.
our surgeon.
Okay. Thola, you're going to be in charge of just general medical needs and heading up any sort of ship repair that needs to happen. And sorry, Aoth,
Quartermaster.
you're going to be quartermaster. You're going to be in charge of money in, money out, in charge of paying the crew when we come to shore, and any money that you need, you're going to talk directly to Zan, and he will give it to you. No questions
Maybe.
asked, usually. Maybe. Apparently he says maybe. I don't know what that means. You'll have to deal with him. He's kind of his own person.
Mm.
And so Smoke kind of turns towards you and says, "Very well, Captain. Where to first?"
And I kind of say that we're heading to It's really hard for me with no notes. Lona, I'm sorry. I always keep really in-depth notes, and I don't have anything.
See, I'm picturing this as
Barry.
canon, and Barry just keeps leaning over and whispering this shit.
Same, to be honest. I'm like,
Exactly.
oh, he's forgetting.
This is canon.
Yeah, 100%. I literally, my character doesn't know, and I just keep going, and Barry just keeps going, Lona, and I'm say, Lona, we're going to Lona. We're
Okay.
going to go sell some stuff.
All right. So Smoke turns and says, well, gentlemen and ladies, you heard the captain. Urisk, was it? And Urisk kind of takes a lazy look at the Tabaxi, and the Tabaxi looks at him and says, I've dealt with dwarves before. You cross me, and I will cut your fucking throat. Now then, you're the disciplinarian. I need you to investigate our ship's arms, and I need you to do it now. And Urisk kind of like gives a nod and a half smile to the Tabaxi and wanders off.
Grudging respect.
Yeah. Like, Smoke thing looks at the Dragonborn and says, Akira, it's nice to have met you. I require you to oversee the full loading of the ship. Please take stock of the people that we've brought on board, and should there be any issues, particularly pirate tattoos or symbology, you're to notify me at once. I've hired them, but I wasn't able to give them a once-over. We will not make way until you provide me an in-depth report. And Akira goes, very well. I will proceed to the upper decks. The Tabaxi looks at the twin half-elves. Thola, was it? You're the doctor now. You'll go by Doc, for short. Take a look at our medical supplies. You'll notice that we don't have any.
I'm sorry. I don't know why that made me laugh so much.
It was good.
Yeah.
Please take stock of what you're able to do on your own, and anything you can rely upon. What is that? Cord, is it? Very well. Please link up with Nathaniel. He's also a resident healer, has some capacity there. And finally, Eoth, you are to be the bookkeeper. I require you to go over the logs that we have created, review them, so you can see where the journey has taken us so far, and then submit them to the captain weekly for his review and signature. Are there any questions? Good. We have an hour, gentlemen. Best we make use of it. And then everyone just kind of like disperses.
I'm gonna be sad to see Smoke go.
Is Smoke still here, or did she?
No, she's already gone off to oversee the 4 officers on their individual tasks.
I look at everyone. I was like, I feel like that was a good choice.
Yep.
that was a good choice. Yeah.
I'm hoping we convince her to stay on board after we follow through with our promise to take out the swinging branches.
Mm-hmm.
I hope so too. I don't think we could. It's starting to seem like we really couldn't do this without her.
It's beginning to look like that.
Yeah. oh, yeah.
I'm
All right.
curious-
Well, I
curious
guess
to
we have
find
an hour.
out if we've hired any pirates.
Well, I'm hoping to have a conversation with
Besides
Smoke before she takes action on anything like that.
I agree. I would like to, at the very least, be present for it.
I
I feel like it's a little bit of the pot calling the kettle, but
Well, do the
Yeah.
other guys know about her
What do
mark?
you mean by
Yeah,
that?
what are you talking about?
nothing. Anyway,
Insight check.
Yeah, what was that?
It's happening.
I'm
So-
sure he just meant that she's dealt with pirates in the past.
All right, so I need both Barry and Sirius to roll deception checks, and
Deception.
I need Xanaruk and Nate to roll insight.
Okay.
Oh fuck! Oh fuck! Hot damn!
Oh, 17.
24.
did you say 25?
Yep.
Holy shit.
20, and I was so pumped about it.
So, Zan, you're just like, yeah, no, that sounds right. She has just
Okay.
run into pirates before. And then Nate, you're like, they're fucking lying. I know it. What is this?
Oh, okay, cool.
I think we need to clear the air. Please explain.
I let out a long fart. No.
They just
Uh,
explained, Nate. What do you mean?
yeah, yep.
Okay, now he sounds less.
Barry,
Okay, now you can explain. What was that?
you're lying to us, and you just told everybody else that we have equal shares in this ship.
Aye.
Explain.
Barry? Do you want? Okay, she used to be a pirate. I don't know what you want. She's not anymore. She had a legitimate job when we hired her. She got marked when she got caught one time. She seems on the up and up. We just didn't want anybody to get alarmed. I
Oh,
trust her.
okay.
If you don't want to trust her, that's fine, but I
Nah,
trust her.
I don't really care.
She's
I-
clearly proven her trustworthiness.
I don't even know what that means, to be honest. But whatever.
Everything she's done has been perfectly fine. I'm more disappointed that you didn't share that information with the rest of us.
It
She
was not
asked
our
us
place to
specifically.
reveal.
Yeah, she asked us specifically to keep that private. So we did
Mm.
because if we respect her, she'll respect us, hopefully.
I understand that, but at the same time, what you like, what you know and what I know affect the ship, and we should both be sharing that information. Let's not hide things from each other
That,
I'm
amongst.
gonna be
You bring up a
honest,
fair
I totally
point.
forgot we didn't tell you.
That's one aspect. Plus, there hasn't been a situation yet where that information could have changed anything about what has happened or
Fair.
benefited the crew.
Fair.
Okay.
Just going forward, it'd be appreciated.
I appreciate
Oh yeah,
it. I understand
we're
that.
not ones to keep secrets. It was just it happened. We weren't with you. A lot of stuff happened, and it just never really came back up.
I understand. Thank you for
You
telling
tend to
me
be a
now.
very, I hesitate to say straight-laced, but you're definitely on the side of good, and Zan can be a bit direct.
Hmm.
I wasn't sure if you wanted to compromise Smoke's situation on board, not knowing how you'd react having a pirate. Personally, I do not care.
Ex-pirate.
I ex-pirate. Personally, I don't care.
Same.
She's more than capable. Honestly,
As
if we
long-
decide that she doesn't want to, if we, I just, whatever.
As
If I'm
long as she
cool with
keeps
it,
doing
everybody
her
else
job
should be.
well. I mean, everything she's done on this ship has been amazing, and she's been a very good addition. As long as she
Yeah.
continues to prove herself, then I have no issue.
I think Melora kind of believes in some forgiveness, right? Maybe we just let this one slide.
Or you could just forgive. You know, you don't have to believe in your God to forgive.
No, I know. I'm just,
Hmm.
just in general.
No, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't really know either, man. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Hmm.
And with that
Okay,
wonderful silent note,
Yeah.
you guys over the next hour partake in, help watch over the storing of the ship. And just as so the stores are done, while that's happening, Akira is clearly going out and interviewing people and looking making no qualms about just grabbing hands and arms and turning people over and looking for tattoos.
It's like 8-foot Dragonborn is just like turning people upside down and
Yeah.
looking.
shaking them out to make sure they get all the lunch money.
Yeah.
And after a while, she comes back. There's a whispered conversation with Smoke on the Water, and then Smoke on the Water nods and then approaches the four of you, presuming that the four of you are up in the wheelhouse, just kind of taking it all in.
Yeah, I'm just hanging out.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to look like important captains, kind of standing where the wheel is, looking dashing.
No, I'm just sitting down lazily.
I was gonna say I'm pretty relaxed.
I'm trying to look like a dashing captain.
It's just she approaches and goes, Captain, sir, it's rather unfortunate, but there are 6 here who bear marks, either willingly or unwillingly, of piracy.
Pitch them.
Very well. And Smoke on the Water turns and leaves.
That's it.
What?
There's no yes, no, anything like that. We trusted one, that's enough. Pitch the rest. Don't have time for it.
Could this not raise an issue if anyone does happen to find another pirate on board?
Hmm.
Especially if she's,
Bip, 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 bip.
Bip, 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 bip. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. For now,
Regardless
Welcome.
of who it might be, if someone does find another person on board who happens to bear the mark, Is this not going to set a bad precedent?
Of what we don't
And
like
all of
pirates
this
and
is
we'll kill them
happening
all.
while Smoke in the Water walks away and approaches Akira. And there's another hushed conversation. Akira kind of like takes a step back and looks and furrows her brow and looks over at the captain and shrugs, and then like claps her hands, and everybody stops and kind of looks up. And Akira leans over the gunnels and goes, "You six over there, get out." And like there's an awkward pause while the six of them, they're clearly pissed off that they're not going to be hired again, but they like just drop their stuff. And all right, Nate, you can tell that one of those people has just been like pocketing food, and he just kind of like walks away with his pockets full. But they row them ashore, and now there are 6 less of them. So you have 14 crew plus your 5 officers for 19 in total.
That should be fine for running still, even without the 6. Just because, anyway, that should be fine. It's better than having one of them was already stealing, for Christ's sake.
Plus plus you guys, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
It just means that you're all on watch now.
I kind of pull Barry kind of like to the side, and then I kind of grab Zan and Nate, and I kind of, come here. I go, look, I don't know what you guys are trying to say about the pirate thing, but like, just because we trust one doesn't mean we should trust them all. You know what I'm saying?
I get that.
Compared to Smoke, like they didn't even have a chance to prove themselves.
Do we?
Why did you let Smoke prove herself and not these 4 or 6?
Smoke came from a well-respected job, was immediately up front, didn't hide anything. She seemed trustworthy. These are strangers that didn't tell anybody, that didn't get discovered until they were searched. And I Nate and was like, "Were you looking at one? Why were you looking at him so much?"
Just pocketing food.
Great. So you see what the problem is here?
One was.
Well-
One was. I mean, the others had no opportunity to prove themselves. I'm far more interested in what they prove themselves to be now.
Let's
Then
take,
Exactly.
let's take a step back and look at this from a different point of view. We don't know that person, whoever stole the food. We don't know their background. Perhaps they were starving, perhaps they're destitute. To them, it's not stealing if they need it more than someone else. Regardless, they're gone. But you do bring up a good point that Smoke was upfront about it. These 6 were not. So if anyone,
Exactly.
if there's any other instance of something going on, that's leverage we have. Last thing we need to see is mutiny.
I kind of laugh and I go, I would love to see them pile onto Zan. Anyway,
What if I mutiny against you?
Oh, then we're
we'll
fucked.
have the most epic battle of all time, where one of us will
I'll just push you
definitely
into the
die.
water with your armor on and
I don't have my armor. I don't wear my
Zan just walks into Sirius. Here, put this on for a second.
just puts it on me and then throws me overboard.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we're good with that.
Super great.
You just auto-tune robot and it was amazing.
Oh, nice.
No, it sounded normal to me, to be honest.
While all this is happening, Aoth kind of finishes going through the books and goes, sir, if you don't mind, you may wish to review and sign the ship's logs before we carry on. Also, it seems like you keep using pirates as this NOMA for many of them, as if you don't know the ones that are out there, and I have taken the time to document some of the pirates that the Alliance and Confederacy wishes to see brought in. In fact, I have some of the bounties here, and she like pats one of the many pockets inside of her robe, and she pulls out 3 bounty notices.
Does she hand them to me?
Well, yes. On top of the stack, the one logbook where there's like an ear where you need to sign.
I, without looking at it, sign. And
You didn't even look at it.
Starting a really good precedent.
You
Yeah,
should
so,
probably review that just in
Barry will pull
okay.
that book
you're
away.
right, and I take it. No, I take the book and I take spend time looking at it,
Mm.
and then I look at everybody else to see if they've like agreed that that's a long enough time, and then
What?
I go very well, and I hand the book to her. And
What did it say?
Good job.
You know what? Whatever. If you think it's good, it's fine.
and then I take the bounties and I go, here you go, Barry. Read those aloud.
Barry, I need you to roll 3 10-sided dice.
3d10s in succession.
Yeah, so I just need to know what the numbers are, and I will tell you which ones we have randomly assigned a bounty to.
Cool. 3.
Okay, so there's a bounty for Ismail Stormwind.
Oh, is this like one person?
No, this is the pirate and his ship.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so the pirate group known as the Dead Kings.
The Dead Kings? That is fucking badass.
And, dead or alive, Ismail, Imzel, Stormwind, captain of the Skull Rider.
What the fuck?
That's an awesome name.
And
Why
so
is mine the giraffe?
the
The giraffe.
the front
I mean,
the front of the ship has a massive skull that has been built into it. So where everyone else has like fancy ladies and shit, this
Ours has
guy
a bird.
has just a massive skull.
We've got a burb.
And for proof that you have brought Ismail to his doom and sundered his ship, both the Alliance and the Confederacy are offering a 10,000 gold piece reward.
Does it say what they require for proof?
You would assume like a logbook and maybe the head of the captain.
What
Maybe
was the name of the ship
the
again?
colors, the Skull Rider.
The Skull Rider. Oh,
Thank you.
This is their group.
It's like the Bone Zone, the Skull Rider.
All right, give me another D10.
So,
Wait one. Roger. Rolling D10. Shasha. 8.
Cool. The captain's name is unknown,
Okay.
but they wish to see the destruction of a pirate group called the Green Wakes.
Green Wakes.
And the ship is simply entitled The Warlord's Demise.
Warlords Demise.
And it is helmed by a group of ravenous, war-hungry hobgoblins.
Oh, shit!
whoa, that's so cool.
And they are offering 15,000 gold pieces for the destruction of the Warlord's Demise.
Both sides?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Intense.
And you would be able to see this because there's a little description of it. The Skull Rider is a 3-masted warship, and the Warlord's Demise is a 4-masted warship.
For any indication of figurehead?
Yeah, it's basically just it's a generic looking hobgoblin holding a sword out, and the hobgoblin's head is missing.
Interesting. And it was a 4-master, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Give me one more.
I need more D10, not D8. Shasha! I rolled the 8 again. Do you want me to roll?
Yes, please.
1!
Oh, cool. This is actually one of my favorite ones.
The Osprey, captained by Sirreus. What?
You crap.
So the pirate group, the King of Spite.
King of Spite. Oh.
Rides the Hate Fist.
Oh
Wait,
my
Is
god.
that their group name or is that the captain's name?
That's the ship's name.
Oh my gosh. No,
It-
sorry, King of
Fist?
Spite.
Fist?
Fist, Fist.
Okay.
Fist of Hate.
And it is named for that because its bow has been replaced by a massive battering ram.
Oh God.
And so where there typically is a figurehead is literally a mailed fist that is on the front of it, and they are known for ramming and sinking vessels. They don't want anything. They just want to smash stuff. And they don't know the name of their dwarven captain, but if you could have proof that you've killed the captain or at the very least destroyed the hate fist, they'll be pretty happy.
Is it the hate fist or the fist of hate?
So it is the hate fist, and
Oh, I'm even better.
the pirate group is the king of spite.
Hate fist. Amazing.
How many masts?
3.
Because it's free master.
But it is quite low to the ground, or low to the water. So where a lot of other ones are quite high, this is like long and low, designed to put as much speed into like this ship arrow as it goes smashing into shit.
And how much are people offering for this?
That's 12,500.
Again, from both sides.
Yeah, basically either one is like somebody smashed this thing, and then the two of them, the two nations have put in for joint rewards.
Wow. All right.
So that is approximately 30% of the named theme pirates that exist in the world.
Oh my gosh, this is amazeballs.
I'm wondering who the 5-masted ship is.
I'm pretty sure that might be. Nope, I'm not gonna say it.
There is more than one.
Yep.
All right. So, is it time to put y'all to sea?
Dun 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 dun, dun to sea.
So the last thing that happens before you guys go to sea is Urisk approaches the first mate, who nods and then approaches the captain. And Smoke on the Water goes, Captain, sir, we are dreadfully under-provisioned when it comes to arms. We simply do not have enough plates to fire our cannons more than once. All cannons are loaded. There are only 4. Let me just double-check that. I'm pretty sure it's 4.
Yeah, it was 4.
Yeah, it is 4.
Yeah. We are out of mortar rounds. As you may remember, I had to cover an expeditious retreat, and now we only have but 1 plate per gun. We won't be much in a fight, so if we are to sail, I would recommend we use the guns at the very last-ditch maneuver.
Well, how much does it cost to get new rounds?
Oof. And you actually already know this. It's 100 gold pieces per plate.
Oh.
And each plate only has it's only 1 round per plate.
Yeah.
Okay.
So imagine traditional cannons where it's like bang, then you've got to pull the thing out and then put another one in. It's a little bit faster, but it is still the discharge and then the replacement of a magazine, and the magazine's 1 shot.
Mm. It's like those old Russian anti-tank rifles.
Yeah, pretty much. But if you are content to sail for Lona, then we will make way. We are moments away from being ready.
I mean, we'll be able to afford some more once we get to Lona.
That
Mm-hmm.
was exactly what I was thinking. Was that take your advice, use them sparingly if at all, and once we make landfall in Lona, we'll be able to reprovision with more shot.
Mm.
I agree.
Great. You set sail. Super great. You have a very long and detailed journey away from Gildren, as it is still under lockdown by the Dreadnought. You finally pass the bay, and in the bay, Urisk is drilling the crew just to make sure that they can handle the sails, and everybody's just kind of like settling in, and you're a mishmash. You're not a really tight ship. You're still learning, and So for the time being, a lot of stuff that you're going to try and do is going to be not quite as good. And that's just going to be the way it is until I deem it otherwise. However, who is driving? Is the captain driving, or is it one of the ship's officers?
I'm gonna drive.
Okay, roll me that D100.
43.
What's it gonna be? Please don't be a kraken.
Kraken.
I'm so excited. Please be a Kraken.
Hell yeah.
So should I start rolling a new character now?
We all should.
Great. So you are proceeding out to sea. You break into open ocean, and then Nate sees the tops of masts appear over the horizon.
How many?
You just see that there are masts. You don't know how far it is, because these are miles away.
Just sails.
Just sails, and they are heading your way.
I'll call down and say shit.
I'm gonna yell all hands, obviously, get everybody up here.
Oh, you're not gonna use the proper catchphrase?
What is it?
Sail ho? Like,
I didn't know.
I don't know
movies.
You're
I
a
don't
sail
know.
ho. If anything, it should be "We shall beat to quarters," and then someone drums.
Whatever it is, I yell. Boat.
Make people go.
Yeah.
So everyone seems to go, like, it is awkward. People are bumping into each other. No one really seems to know where it is they're supposed to be going. Eventually, gun crews are kind of sorted out on the fly. So all the ship's officers are up on the wheelhouse. Where would everybody except for Sirius be?
I'm probably still near like the navigator stuff. I'm still trying to learn.
I'd head forward to that sigil.
Okay.
I'm assuming that I'm going to be up in the crow's nest.
Okay. Nate, can you make a perception check at advantage? Please.
Yes. Okay, that's good. Not quite as good. 24.
So you see a 5-masted ship of a oddly familiar construction. It is dwarven in make, and it is really well kept. Its sails are white. Trailing behind its aftermost sail is just massive battle colors of the Alliance.
Oh.
Okay.
Not.
I would convey that information.
Okay.
I just tell everybody to relax after, and like, okay, everything's okay.
They're the good guys, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Is there anything, like, sorry, just checking one thing. Like, do I recognize their flag? Like, is it?
It's Alliance Navy.
Okay, it's just Alliance Navy. Like, so I can't. Like, it's not a particular dwarven house.
No.
Okay.
Cool. As it gets closer, though, I need you to roll a D4.
That's Nate?
Yeah.
Okay. 3.
Ah, cool. I actually kind of hoped it was this one. So the closer it gets, I mean, now everyone is just looking at this thing, and it has dwarfed you guys. It is huge. It is rather squat and close down to the water, but emblazoned. So on the front of it is a dwarf woman, looks like a man, holding a battle axe, kind of pointing forward. Nate, can you roll a? You would see it. You recognize the figurehead that it is trying to be. You have just encountered the Vern Toldir, a 5-masted Alliance dreadnought, returning from its ocean patrols, and it looks a little battle-marked. It's seen better days. It is clean in many places. Obviously, it's been scrubbed. But portions of its gunnels are missing. There's scorch marks along the sides of its decks. The sails have been repaired. It was a very good job. The battle colors remain intact. But there still are portions of shrapnel rounds that are embedded in the sides of the Vern Todir. As it sails past you, you guys keep a healthy distance away from it, and the crew of the Vern Todir seem to be focused on getting back into the bay. They're not in harm's way or anything. They're just looking to come home.
Fair enough. It looks like they got a little bit of battle wounds out there. Maybe everybody keep their heads on a swivel as we cross the open ocean, yeah?
Sounds
Sure.
good.
Yeah, okay. Thanks, guys.
I mean, I guess.
Everybody contributes.
Yeah, exactly. That's fine. We're fine with that. We're gonna head out and we're gonna make our way to where we're going.
Super good. So,
Yeah, it doesn't remember.
it is, what seems sensible? Probably like a 5-day journey to the island chain of Lona.
Yeah, I would say so.
Alright. So, let's count it down.
5,
On
4,
day 1, Care Bear countdown.
2, 1.
Let's,
We're there.
Let's see if the dice gods are with you. So,
They are.
there are 5 days and 5 of us, so I'm counting Smoke on the Water on this. So for day 1, can I get Nate to roll a d12, please?
12.
Ah, nice. Attaboy. Give me a percentile dice.
Can do. That is 40.
Oh. Okay. That's fun. You give me a d10, re-rolling 5s.
4.
Okay, that makes sense. So a day later, you encounter a similar 5-masted ship of the Alliance. This one is the Snowmelt. And it too shows a pretty significant amount of battle damage, but it's heading back home.
This is starting to be bad signs, guys.
Yeah, that's 2 ships from the Alliance in a row that are damaged.
All right. Second day. Zan, give me a d12.
12?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, a 1.
Okay, that's fine. Barry, for the 3rd day, can I get you to roll a d12?
Yes. I'm gonna roll this one. I also rolled a 1.
Okay. And Sirius? I need you to roll a d12.
4.
Okay. And then for the last day, which brings us into Lona, Smoke on the Water. D12. Also a 4. Alright.
Wow.
So you make it into Lona, 5 days, no issues. You're going to take the time, though, to train your guys. You probably spend 2 hours, maybe 3 hours at every day, training your crews. So now you're starting to get a little bit of that proficiency. It takes a little bit of time, though. The further south you head, the more tropical the weather becomes. The wind kind of carries with it a warm sea breeze. And about near the end of the 5th day, you break into the 4 islands of Lona Onar. The central island, where Lona is located, is a volcano. Situated near the northern portion of the island, the volcano provides a unique opportunity for people to use its geothermal energy to heat their homes, boil their water, but also some of the best steel is forged out of Lona Onar. The city itself sits pretty close on the inside of a bay. Inside the bay, that's where 2 of the islands are. Well, one island is kind of uninhabited, and to the northeastern side of the city. The city itself is a sprawling mishmash of commodity traders, in and out merchant vessels, some Confederate Navy just kind of keeping an eye near the area, but also the ruling houses. So Lona has a couple of ruling houses. There's one duke that's kind of in charge of everything, and then 3 other families are rivals, attempting to try and topple the one with the most power. Power is kind of determined by the most amount of wealth. Everybody's in the business of just owning and buying up property. All of Lona is owned by somebody, and how that changes hands can sometimes be a little discreet and sometimes can be a little overt. It is a pretty magical place, especially with the Ark researcher Varus Illwinter. There's more or less a steady stream of Ark coming in to Lona and manufactured product going back out. The Osprey almost seems a little bit more at ease being closer to Lona. When you finally approach the city entrance, you can see there are people everywhere. There are ships everywhere. Everybody is going in different directions. You kind of wrestle with people just positioning your ship to get into one anchorage that just happened to be free, and you drop the anchor in the bay outside of Lona. And I think that's a really good spot for us to call the session.